time for Sedano and Cap.
A little sabor, and we're going to just nosh.
It is George Sedano. It is Scott Kaplan. Sedano and Cap is on.
I'm going to have to say respectfully, I'm going to disagree.
Okay, why is that?
I don't know.
The LA Afternoon Drive takeover.
He likes to lay the wood.
Yeah.
You say Kikuchi.
Wacky forced radio stunt of the year. Ha-ha.
Christopher can go to hell.
Oh, nothing worse than the horse.
Nah, man, black don't crack.
Benjamin Pratt is like, how do you say his name? Asminger?
Asminger.
Hey, these Hard Knocks guys are all over me right now. It's like I'm in back in Dayton.
You are a bit killer.
Because you got to talk about sperm.
Here we go.
You don't know. You don't know. And you know why you don't know? Because you're gutless, Andy. You're gutless.
Sedano and Cap.
God, I'm going to melt you.
Beep-ba-da-ba. Yeah. Do-da-da-da. Friday, Cappy. Yeah. In Crescent City. Yeah. And Big CY. Yeah. Big CY's in the house, Cappy.
Yeah, the president of the local chapter of the Handsome Man community today, looking, if I might say so myself,
Dapper.
Thank you.
Dashing.
I'm wearing my Angel City FC.
Yeah, I like that.
Today, I like
it's
this
good
team,
gear.
Thank you.
I saw Parker earlier was wearing a nice lid as well. I don't remember what it was.
Pink vibes today. So.
Yeah. I like that. So Cappy, all right, set the scene. What's transpiring? It's the last day of Radio Row.
Yep.
Who's there? Is your arch nemesis still behind you? Like, what is happening?
let me tell you something right now, George Sedano and Clinton Yates and everybody else who's listening. DeAndre, Lindsay Baseball, and the entire Circle of Trust. It's a sad state of affairs.
Oh, yeah.
Here on Radio Row.
Friday, 5:17. Things are winding down.
Are people actually breaking down sets? Like, are you visualizing things that are being removed from in front of you whilst you are doing this show?
Clinton, I swear to you, to the left of me, there are these folks that are breaking down an entire set. There must be 7 or 8 people here. They're taking every piece of hardware that they've got completely apart. Behind me, all the big sets have all been broken down. McAfee's place is being torn to shreds, like as if, they're getting ready to put it onto a truck and head to the next city. The ESPN Airstream that I've been using all week has been shut and closed and locked. I mean, it is a sad state of affairs, and you talk about depressing. Here's one thing I know for sure, should I ever come to another Radio Row. You got to get out of here before Friday.
Yeah.
Because here's the other thing.
Friday is a complete waste of time.
Right, because they had the NFL Honors Show last night, right? They gave out the MVP and the Coach of the Year and all the awards. And I think that what happened is the entire NFL world was there last night.
And they're out.
And they're toast for
That's
today.
It. Yeah, that's it.
They're done.
They
That's
leave
right.
in the morning, and they're out, and they're back home wherever they need to be.
Exactly right. So I will just say this.
Yeah.
When this broadcast is over today,
Yeah.
I will be the only person left on Radio Row.
No, Evan's actually doing a show from there tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Evan Cohen, yeah.
Okay.
They're doing a
So maybe
special
they'll
Saturday
reopen
show.
the.
Yeah, they'll bring back the Airstream.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
They'll
They'll open it up.
Cappy.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Why
closed
they couldn't
now.
let you do it from in there? Seriously.
Lindsay, you say that Evan's doing a show here tomorrow?
Yeah, him and Michelle.
Okay, I don't know where they're doing it from, but
Right,
right
it may
now,
not be from Radio Row.
I can see that they have closed the Airstream, which is kind of cool because now I realize that they've got these laces up on the top so it makes it look like a football. They've also torn down all the gates that were around the Airstream that had all the ESPN signage. So they're taking that thing
they're
out
probably
of here.
doing it somewhere else. Yeah.
Maybe they're doing it at your little table there, Cappy.
No, I think that they're actually taking the Airstream somewhere in New Orleans, and if I had to guess, they'd probably be broadcasting there.
Oh, because they do take that Airstream for like their version of College Game Day on ESPN
Yeah.
Radio.
Show.
So I bet because Amber Wilson and Jonathan Zaslow do it. So I would imagine that that they'll just take it somewhere into the city.
George, you just mentioned college football and what they do with this thing, right?
Yeah.
Can I admit something to you that's I don't know if it's embarrassing or if it's humble. I don't really know.
When it comes from you, it could be either. It could be
Right.
both,
Some
to be
blend
honest
of
with
both,
you. Yeah.
perhaps.
All right,
Yeah.
let me tell you guys something.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've been somewhat lucky to have been in this business for as long as I have.
Yeah.
And I've met a lot of really great people, and practically everybody that I've ever wanted to meet in the industry, I've met, right?
Right.
Except one guy.
Who?
Well, today I'm walking down the street.
Yeah.
I'm by myself. He's by himself. He's walking at me. I'm walking at him.
Yeah.
And I got to stop this guy and say, excuse me, can I please just have 30 seconds of your time?
Right.
Because I have to tell you what a gigantic fan of yours I am going back to the late 80s when I'm in high school.
Oh, late 80s. Wow.
I said, in fact, the first time I had a chance to meet you, and this is only the second time, you were on the sidelines of a college football game that I was playing in.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
And I'm in uniform, and I'm standing there talking to you on the sidelines. Not Lynn Swan.
Oh.
I still don't know. I need
Okay.
more clues.
Because I would have gone Swanee on the sideline.
Sure.
You know
No,
what I
no.
mean?
That's a
Babe
good guess.
Laufenberg.
Not Babe Laufenberg, although good guess. I said, I've been such a huge fan of yours, and George, I'm going to give it away, so don't say it yet. I've been such a huge fan of yours since your days of hosting Scholastic Sports America.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about
He
now.
laughed. He goes, oh, my God, we go all the way back to the 80s. I said, and I'm a huge fan of what you do on social media right now. So the 30 seconds turned into about a 10-minute sit-down, hang out, get to know each other kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And I've never really done this to because I can't really think of anybody that I've ever wanted to really chat with like this.
Yeah.
To me, he's a legend in broadcasting.
Chris Fowler, yes,
Chris
absolutely.
Fowler.
No question. Yeah.
Love Chris. Chris
You
is
guys
great
have
on-
anybody
I actually think he's as good at tennis as
Yeah,
anything
I was
he
gonna say-
does, which is already an incredible feat.
He was sort
Yeah.
of the early game day guy
Yeah.
when that show was really getting
Yeah.
its legs.
They were in a studio still back
I was
then.
gonna say, before
And then
they
eventually it
became
hit
a
the
road
road,
show
right.
and
Yeah, yeah.
Reese and all these other guys sort of took over the brand.
Yeah.
It was Fowler.
Yeah.
And when he decided he wanted to go full-time tennis, it kind of, as a broadcaster, changed his whole tenor.
Yeah.
You know, he became almost a different guy. And you saw this side of him that I thought really was quite the growth point for somebody in this business to sort of completely shift gears and decide
Yeah.
that's where they were going to go.
Yeah, he's really impeccable at pretty much anything he wants to do. What I've always heard the legends of when he did College Game Day, no prompter.
Wow.
3 hours, no prompter.
That's unbelievable.
So I wind
Like,
up
that's
saying to him,
legitimately hard to believe.
People have
Yeah.
no idea how hard that is.
I know, right?
Like, you really, like, if you don't know, like, if you've never done television, you have no idea how hard it is to do 3 hours without a prompter on a television show with so many moving parts.
On a television show that's 3 hours long
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
some cases.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So
I
anyway, so what
I
was
said
your-
to him,
what
so
did
I-
you talk to him about?
Well, so I said to him, I go, well, first of all, I met you in 1988.
Yeah.
I go, I'm playing for Pitt. We're playing Ohio State. Herb Street is on the other sideline, and you're the sideline reporter. And all I wanted to do was stand there shoulder to shoulder and talk to you. And he thought that was really funny. He got a kick out of that.
Yeah.
Then we talked about like just fitness and health
Yeah.
and motivation. And then we started talking because I said to him, I go, dude, I thought you were from Colorado. I go, but every time I see your social media
He's in
videos,
South Florida. Yeah.
I said, I see all these palm trees. I go, I assume you must be in South Florida. So then he explained to me that he and his wife had moved down to Miami.
Yeah.
And he was
And
also
the beach,
saying to me,
yeah.
and he was saying, he goes, the one thing is, he goes, I never make it out to L.A. He goes, and he talked about the Rose Bowl. He goes, but we don't get to do West Coast football because, as you guys know, I mean, they're doing like the primetime game.
Right.
But it's really
usually
never
an SEC game, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So it turned into a beautiful conversation, an exchange of numbers, et cetera.
Nice.
And I got to say, like, when you think about it, not to sound like jerky here, but like, Jim Nance, okay, great. But I've known Jim for a long time. Kevin Harlan,
friends.
you know how much we love Kevin Harlan. Was that a flex, Clinton?
No, not. I said hello, friends. That's what I
Oh,
said.
yeah. But Chris Fowler, I don't know why, man, but I just happen to love that guy.
Yeah, he's great.
I had one, Cappy, when I was at Radio Row. I was really excited to meet Mike Francesa, and I went to take a picture with him, and he's like, where do you work? I was like, well, I work for Yahoo Sports. He goes, they're on by Verizon now, and I saw this morning the stock's not doing so good, and it's really killing me. And I was like, okay.
That's funny.
It was funny.
Would either of you guys have somebody that you admire but you've never met, that if you were in the same circumstance I was in today, you would have done the same thing?
Costas.
Costas, okay, is a good one.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
trying to think, Cappy, and again, I don't want to sound like a jerk here, but I have been lucky enough to meet all of those people and know many of them as well. So I'm trying to think of somebody who I have yet to meet that would still qualify on that list, who's frankly still with us. I'd have to think about that for a while, to be quite honest, because the two people that I love the most are the reason why I'm in this business, and one I see all the time, Mike Wilbon, constantly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
see these people. I'm lucky enough to work in the circles that they do, so I'd have to think about that for a while. But it is a great feeling to
Yeah.
run into somebody that has escaped you effectively
Well,
for decades.
I'll give you an example of a cool moment like that. That I had met this. I had never met this person. So this was November 2019.
Okay.
So I'm doing a Warriors game, Warriors Celtics. This is a year Warriors are a disaster. Steph's hurt, Clay's hurt. First injury for Clay. So it's just Draymond, whatever. So I'm doing this game with Breen, and I'm flying. I have to fly red-eyed to a wedding. It's Dan Le Batard's wedding, and I go to the wedding, and I'm, like, exhausted, right? My wife and I are there, and I went to go to the bathroom. And it was in this, like, kind of, like, cool little, like, it was in, like a house, like, almost, like a whatever. It's hard to describe, but anyway.
Sure.
It's like this private area, like private home that they use for like parties and whatnot. So it was at this place. So I'm going to the bathroom, and I'm walking up the steps to go to the bathroom. And there's two funny stories for this. So first thing is I go to the bathroom, and Dan Patrick is walking out.
Oh.
And I never met Dan Patrick.
yeah.
I said, Dan. He's like, George. And I'm like, dude, I love you. He's like, dude, I love you.
Nice.
And it was like so cool.
That's funny.
because he's like awesome. And to your point, Cappy, we exchange numbers, still talk fairly regularly to these days. Honestly, there was a time a couple of years ago where I had a real career conundrum, let's call it.
Okay.
And he had always said to me, hey, if you ever have anything, just hit me up. And to his credit, he walked me through something that was very challenging.
How about that?
Yeah.
That's good to know. Dan Patrick, good guy.
Yeah.
On top of all this
Walked
stuff.
me through something that was incredibly challenging. And, because he's lived it. You know what I mean? And lived it here. I always, Brian Windhorst and I had this conversation the other day. People always talk about how, it's so hard to get to ESPN, and it is incredibly hard. But I would say it's harder to survive at ESPN.
That's a good point.
Because you're basically at the epicenter of where all the sports AP students live.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Swimming with sharks.
Right. So it's like it's hard to survive in that environment. But if you can, it's awesome. Once you can navigate it, it's awesome. So he was helping me in some regard back then at that time. But yeah, Cappy, that would kind of be the one moment that was close. Also, the funny moment from that, later on when I went to the bathroom, there was this glass kind of French door like thing, and then there was like a glass part of the door. And I was going to go to the bathroom, and Mina Kimes splatted right into the glass door.
Oh, my God.
That is funny. I will tell a quick story because you jogged my memory, George, about that kind of a moment. This was before I ever moved to L.A. Mm-hmm. This was before I was ever talking on this station. I was covering a Wizards game that happened to be a national game.
Right.
I was down in the bowels of what was then the Capital One Arena. I don't know if they've changed the name since then, since Leontis tried to move the damn thing. That's another story. And Doris Burke walks by.
DB.
Breen walks by.
Breen,
and I'm
bang.
just standing there. I don't know Breen.
By the way, funny email by you when I wrote you that Breen needed to get out at a certain time, and you just wrote bang.
All
it was very
caps
funny.
bang with a period. Breen walks by, Cappy, and I'm thinking, man, they're so cool. Breen turns the corner. Then Breen doubles back, and he points to me. He goes, I like you on TV, kid. And I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah, he's
Mike
one of the
Breen just
nicest
went out
human
of his way.
beings
And
in the
now I
world.
know him
Yeah.
again. And we didn't trade numbers then,
Yeah.
but met him later. But that sparked my memory. Breen is that guy that happened with. It was really cool.
Those
One of the
are all
nicest
great
human beings,
stories.
yeah.
And by the way, when you see people on ESPN in particular, and you watch them every day, and you have a chance to meet them, you guys will appreciate this. Mina Kimes was with George and I last week. George, what day was it? Probably Thursday or Friday because she was promoting.
2 Fridays ago,
Yeah, because she was promoting this past Monday's show, the live show. And so she came on to Radio Row, and I said hello to her, and she was like, hey, thanks so much. You guys really did a great job of promoting it and blah, blah, blah. And I said, I got to have you take a picture with my boy Browner here. Listen, Sedano, you know Browner.
Yeah.
Clinton, you've gotten to meet Browner.
Sure.
And he's such a huge fan of hers that all he wanted to do was take a picture with her. And the exact same thing about Mike Wilbon. He's a kid from Chicago, and when he met Wilbon, he actually said to Wilbon, it's because of a guy like you and watching you and reading you all these years that I wanted to ever get into this kind of a thing. So it really is cool.
Cappy, the attorney for the show, Robert Wilkins, has tweeted in and says, ask Cappy what he asked Fowler for, 3 cases of wine, 12 court passes to the Australian Open final, or 22 field passes to the national championship.
Not 22. It was only 8, counselor. Only 8. I only asked for 8. I think beyond 8 is asking for too much.
Sure, I'm sure. That's
just setting the tone here for you, Cappy, because you're not here and you don't know this, but I'll tell you this. There's going to be a lot of industry talk today because I'm going back and forth between this building and LAPC because we were doing the testing for the new studio for Clinton and Friends, which starts on Monday on this station.
Are you doing it
as
from that
well.
4th floor
Fifth
studio?
floor, live from Studio 5.
Oh,
Playboy.
wow. So that's
Yeah.
the old Bill Simmons, Jalen Jacoby studio.
Old Jalen and Jacoby studio is being redone. I've got pictures I can show you guys.
Yeah.
I've even got some other special treats. So, Cappy, there's going to be a lot of industry talk. I'll be back and forth in this situation.
But
Good.
real
I want to
quick-
see him. Text him to me.
Will do.
What I do want to tell people, though, is that Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and the age-old question of what do you get your significant other? Well, we got you, all right? Don't stress. We got the answer. Foolproof flowers from the Books Company. Wow your Valentine, and you get 25% off, too. How? Simple. Go to Books.com, BOUQS.com. Use the promo code ESPN. That's it. 25% off. Good to go. We got you. All right? Books makes it simple. Choose the Quickie Book. Click of a button, get their best-selling bouquet right on time for Valentine's Day. It's the Quickie they'll brag about for weeks. Or you can pick from their collection of unique modern designs or go for the flower subscription, the #1 life hack, and you can be the hero every month. You can't go wrong. Books, they're not just any flowers, guys. Flowers cut fresh from when they grow best, some even on the side of a volcano. They'll be blown away by how stunning they are. And Valentine's Day is February 14th, right after the big game. So don't fumble the flowers. Get your order in now. Go to Books.com. Use the promo code ESPN for 25% off. That's BOUQS.com. Promo code ESPN. Books, promo code ESPN.
Some of the biggest names in NBA history played for the purple and gold.
Chamberlain, West.
Hi, my name is Victoria. I am from Silmar, California, and I just want to say thank you to all the firefighters for everything that you've done. You are so brave, so just amazing and brave, and we appreciate everything you've done for the city.
I want to thank them. Without them, the fire wouldn't be the way it is right now. Little help like you guys asked for. I got a few bobbleheads, a few jerseys, a few shirts that are brand new, and some baseball cards.
Thank you so much for the first responders and for the firefighters that are helping the community and the people of California, and especially Los Angeles. And thank you so much for your work, and keep doing what you're doing. You guys are the real heroes.
My name's Alfredo Famath, and I'm from Silmar, right next to the Hearst fire. We got evacuated, but I really want to thank the firefighters for saving my house and my friends' houses. I appreciate you guys, and without you guys, I don't know where to be at, probably without a home, but I really appreciate everything you guys do for us.
What's up, everybody? Cappy here, InsideCrypto.com, and I just want to take a second to thank all the first responders, the firefighters, but I'm going to take another direction here. I was talking about it on the air. Our friends at Lazy Dog and LA Live have been feeding all these firefighters. I'm going to send a shout out to all the wait staff who are feeding the firefighters, who can then feel good, be nourished, go to sleep, and then get out there and fight those fires. So to everybody that's helping, appreciate all y'all.
Hey, Henry Ramos here from El Monte. Hey, first responders, thank you for everything you guys are doing, and keep fighting on. And this is for Los Angeles. Thank you guys, and keep going. We love you, LA.
Back is concerned. So when do you seek care from a doctor when you've sustained a back injury? At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, we like to tell people that the most important thing is to watch and see if that back pain is radiating down your leg, causing any numbness, causing any weakness, or any bowel or bladder dysfunction. These are surgical problems usually and require a more urgent visit to the emergency room rather than waiting to see the doctor. If none of these signs are present, it's safe to wait it out, rest for a few days, and seek medical care from your doctor within a week or so. Hope that helps. Keep stretching your back. If that doesn't get better in a week or 10 days, that's when it's time to seek the orthopedic specialist. Hope this keeps you on the field, and keep listening. We'll be back soon.
Keep listening for more on the road to recovery right here on 710 ESPN.
Why do we grill to order at Waba Grill? Because it's just better for you. Our Asian-inspired menu has high-quality proteins that are healthier for you. Our steamed vegetables and signature salads are made fresh for you. Our sauces are more flavorful for you. From sweet and spicy to fiery hot. Right now, get our Value Bowl combo for only $8.99. Download the Waba Rewards app or order online at wabagrill.com. Waba Grill, it's for you.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your really expensive limited edition sneakers and your new suit for your cousin's wedding. Except you never actually bought the suit because you can't stop buying sneakers. So you show up to the wedding looking like you're going grocery shopping. But hey, at least your sneakers will look good in the pictures, until you're cropped out of every last one of them. So go ahead and get Progressive, so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
We're everyday people doing good in our community. Our kindness runs deep, just like our blood. The same blood we donate to help treat sickle cell disease, which hits black people the hardest. Good news is, 1 in 3 black blood donors is a match for someone struggling with sickle cell disease. Stand tall in the eyes of your community. Donate today because our blood saves lives. Visit redcrossblood.org/ourblood to make your donation.
This is Sedano and Cap for your afternoon drive.
Really? You haven't? Oh, my B.
Yeah.
My B.
Your B.
On 710 ESPN.
All right. Celebrate good times, Cappy. Is there like an anniversary for this song or something? Or did I miss that?
I mean, let me just say
I
this.
mean, you could always just play the song. I'm fine with that too, but
There is
no reason not to. But
there has not been a bar mitzvah had where this song does not get jammed.
Oh no, there it is. 1981, number 1 today.
Okay. How about that?
Wow. Celebrate. With you. Come on.
Come on now. Yeah.
I remember when this was in the 80s for sure.
Yeah.
A big championship song, like when teams won a championship. We Are the Champions, obviously.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
Kool and the Gang also in a lot of those backgrounds.
This is what we call cookout music if you're a kid from the 80s. Like, I can specifically remember, like, aunts and uncles and loved ones who have passed on dancing to this song. You know what I mean? Like, when I was a child. 81 is the year I was born, so that makes sense. But, like, yeah, this is big time. You don't know nothing about this, young blood.
Yeah.
Music at the cookout.
Tell him. Young blood don't know nothing about this.
Yeah, DeAndre, you know anything about this?
I do, yes.
No, but I'm saying that's what an elder would tell you as a child, meaning me, when I was a child, is what I was getting at here. That's how you know it, is because the old folks be telling you about it because that's all they play.
Yeah.
You know.
By the way, Grant in LA has checked in about my commentary about navigating ESPN and like the AP students. Says if ESPN's like Harvard, Cappy is definitely the worst student there. But hey, he's still at Harvard.
That's true. That's like being the worst baseball player on your team, but still being in the major leagues.
Right. Bob
You know?
Uecker style, yeah.
Exactly.
All right, so let's talk about this game last night. Look, we started to talk about it a little bit during crosstalk. Their defense is much better. It's personnel related. To me, that's the big key. But also the biggest key is LeBron is actually exerting himself on the defensive end in a way that we haven't seen other than maybe the postseason.
I mean, how much are we willing to say that Luka coming has sparked something?
Sure.
And how much are we willing to admit that that's a good thing, even if it feels a little icky in the sense of, like, you needed this to happen to sort of remotivate yourself? Like, you don't want to talk about it that way, but to a certain degree, there is just some human nature in that too, George. You know, a new guy comes who's not just a good player, but also like a star. So the gaze is a little different in terms of who it's on, and LeBron, it just sparked something inside of him that I don't even necessarily think has to be forced. It's just changed, Cappy, because guess what? There's a new kid on the block.
Well, he had a really good game on Saturday, though, and they've won 10 of their last 12.
No, I get it, but I'm just saying there's something to be said for a move motivating the guys that are already there in terms of NBA moves that I think is big.
Yeah, and I think that I know what you're saying, Clinton, about it feels like a little icky, because I think what you're trying to say is that these guys have taken it to a new level minus AD. Like they were not playing with this level of intensity.
Well, they didn't have Vanderbilt. Let's start with that, who is a big part of also what they do. Their length. Dorian Finney-Smith was not available as much until recently.
True.
He had a child. He also had an injury. I have a child. And, so that's part of it. And also, I think what LeBron also comprehends, look, Luka is a virtuoso with the ball in his hands. And not the greatest defender in the world.
Not
right?
really.
So that means your boy is going to have to pick it up on that end a little bit and let him kind of manage the ball a little.
And in the meantime, until he gets ready to play, I'll carry as much as I can, because when he gets here, he's going to have to pick up and carry a lot of this. George, you brought up personnel right away.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that we've all been waiting for Jared Vanderbilt to get back, because the reputation is that he will become immediately the best defensive player on the team.
Mm-hmm.
And take AD out of it, because now, he's gone, but AD would have been, but now Vanderbilt's coming in, and he's a piece of the defense that they haven't had for a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
Last night, late in the game, he makes an incredible rebound. He's like leaning back, and he goes up with just his left hand, and he grabs the ball off the backboard, and he brings it down, and the next thing you know, there's a tussle for the ball. I don't remember who it was with Golden State.
Draymond.
Yeah.
Was
Draymond.
it with no?
Yeah, it was a Draymond. I remember.
Yeah, it was Draymond.
Vanderbilt got the rebound with one hand, and Draymond reached over his back and he fouled him.
Yeah.
No, but what happened is though there was a lockup of players, and it wasn't with Draymond.
It was a Kevon Looney.
Okay, because now
you're Vanderbilt and Looney were going.
okay.
Yes,
right.
yes,
So
yeah.
now so Vanderbilt has his left hand in a fist. Not that he's looking to punch anybody, but he's got his fist in his chest. You say it was Looney? Is that right, DeAndre?
Kevon Looney, yes.
Okay.
Their center.
And like Looney doesn't want to let go of Vanderbilt's arm, and Vanderbilt's got his fist in his chest, and nobody wants to give up, and they're holding on to each other, and I'm like, that's to me the toughness, the attitude that this Laker team has not had, and Vanderbilt has immediately brought it back.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys see it that way.
The attitude is one thing. I don't disagree that that's like a small thing, because I do think that stuff over an 82-game season particularly
dissipates.
And can help spark stuff. But I just think the most important part is that he's really long and he covers a lot of ground. Right. And Rui's always been a solid defender while he's been here, and he's long and he covers a lot of ground, and so does Dorian Finney-Smith. So you add that with a motivated LeBron on defense, and you've got yourself something.
Yeah, and that Rui dunk, which was when Draymond was complaining to the referees and like essentially Golden State stopped playing.
I will say this. Golden State has one beef. There was no question that was an 8-second call at the end of that game on Gabe Vincent.
Yeah.
And I have not seen something that egregious blown like that in a game in a long time. Like, the entire audience even groaned like they thought it was going to be 8 seconds. Right. And Draymond, the vert he got when he was jumping to be upset at the official, like his knees were up at his shoulders, like jumping up and down like he was on like a trampoline or something. They were so mad. And I'm not saying that's the difference in the game, because it would have still been a two possession game. But it certainly changed the dynamics with under a minute to go.
And how about when Draymond got a tech when he was on the free throw line?
Right, because he's like, don't talk to me about to the official.
He told the referee, get out my face.
Yeah.
Get out my face. And I'm like, wow, man. Like it's a ball game, and he's a ref, and you're a ball player. Like, get out my face. What is this, a street fight?
So, Scott, you watched 4 quarters of basketball last night? Seems pretty clear. You watched this entire game.
Well, you know what happened?
He's an insider. Come on,
Clinton, here's what happened to me.
Not to be funny, but, like, I don't necessarily know that I get 4 quarters of basketball chalk talk from Scotty on a normal day.
Here's what happened to me last night. I was wiped out. I was just completely burnt out, and I had no
Super Bowl
desire.
week got to you.
Yeah. I wasn't going on Bourbon Street. I wasn't going out drinking and partying. All I was going to do was have dinner with my daughter and go back to this condo that I rented and watch this game. And I was watching the game in the restaurant, and then I got home, and I was there for the fourth quarter.
Okay.
Third and fourth quarter. And it was great, man. I mean, I'm just – the Lakers, just like LeBron looks – in some weird way, like re-energized by this Luka trade, I kind of feel the same way.
Good.
You're re-energized.
Good.
Big time.
They call it putting a battery in your back.
That's exactly what happened. And now I'm the Energizer Bunny.
Excellent.
All right. Well, listen, Cappy, let's find out. Let's get into this Super Bowl, okay? So we'll get back to the Lakers in a little bit. But let's get into the game. Let's get into all the stuff and the pageantry surrounding it. We'll do that. Sedano and Cap, CY's in the house, 710 ESPN.
This is Los Angeles.
The city of angels.
It's Hollywood. Star effing driven town. It's showtime.
Magic down the middle, just what I thought. A hook shot at 12. Good!
It's Lake Show.
Where the spotlight never fades and the stars shine the brightest.
A town known
I'm
for
Doug
business.
Hopkins.
And I'm Damon Lyons.
And we want to buy your house.
With over 30 years in the business and more than 20,000 real estate transactions, Seller's Advantage offers a much better buying experience.
We don't charge agent fees, you pay no commissions, and you make no repairs. Seller's Advantage will show you a no obligation as-is cash offer and can close in just a few days.
Just check out our Google reviews and see for yourself.
Call Seller's Advantage today or visit sellersadvantage.com.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
That's where Absolute Sport comes in. They handle everything, tickets, hotels, VIP access, so you can just live in the moment and enjoy the experience. And because of their trusted league and travel partnerships, they can get you the best deals and actually save you money. So what are you waiting for? Visit us.absolute-sport.com, that's ABSOLUT-sport, and make your sports dream a reality.
Hey, it's Mace. Looking for some fun and excitement? You got to check out Chumba Casino. It's 100% free to play. No purchase required. Enjoy hundreds of thrilling social casino games anytime, anywhere, like bingo, slingo, slots, and solitaire. Whether you're chilling at home or on the go, get in the action. Play now for a chance to redeem some serious prizes at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus TNCs apply.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Leaving for the gym so early?
I'm ready to go.
Since you started taking Nugenix Total T, you've been acting like when we met in our 20s.
I feel like myself again. Lower testosterone after turning 40 slowed me down. Nugenix Total T has been a game changer for me.
What is it about Nugenix Total T that's different?
It's a key ingredient called Tesnor. It boosts free and total testosterone to help you get back the drive and energy from your youth. Total T is backed by 5 clinical studies.
I've seen the huge difference it's made for you in the gym, at work, and in the bedroom.
I'm so glad I sent them a text for my complimentary bottle. Text LION to 321321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Nugenix is the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now, and we'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever. Absolutely free. Text LION to 321321. That's LION to 321321.
This is Sedano and Kap for your afternoon drive.
Walks around like a little puppy dog.
On 710 ESPN.
Right up. Oh, Cappy. Cappy's fired up. See why? Because the Lakers have re-engaged him.
They've reignited. They've lit the fire underneath him.
Yeah, it's like the flame at the Coliseum in the fourth quarter.
Good one. I like that.
Hey, listen, I feel like everybody's fired up about it, man. I feel like we haven't seen LeBron play like this. And by the way, as great as he's been.
Oh, no one's happier than Lindsay, by the way. DeAndre,
Right.
did you? I love DeAndre's commentary in the. I saw it. I was too tired to respond, but I saw it in the group text where Lindsay made some comment about like LeBron is awesome or whatever, and then like DeAndre's just like, okay, but. How about just like the Lakers? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. It's a
Like
team
LeBron
game.
was awesome, but you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it is team basketball. That's all I'm trying to say. You know, it's a team sport, too.
Yeah.
This is very true.
Linz, go ahead.
He also became the youngest and oldest player to ever score over 40 points.
That's a pretty cool
kind of
stat.
my point.
That's a pretty cool stat to
Right.
bookend your career with.
Yeah.
Not
They
gonna
asked him
lie.
after the game, they're like, what does that mean to you? He's like, it means I'm old.
It is. It does mean he's old.
He's quite old.
Hey, a quick side note here for those that are watching on YouTube. DeAndre, you've let it go today.
I have, yes. Just let the hair breathe a little bit, man. I'm going to get a different hairstyle this
He's
weekend.
going
We'll see
through
what's
some
up.
things. There was an off-air discussion about what DeAndre is going to be doing with the follicles in coming weeks. I'll let him tell the story. I don't want to put him out there,
Yeah.
but there's some discussion of the next steps.
Yeah, I'm thinking about, cutting the hair off and regrowing it, do full-on neck braids, because I only have braids on the top. I want to do the full-on,
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll see what's up. I
You
don't know.
talking like Marshawn Lynch types of braids?
Yeah, but I was thinking more like AI, like, Allen
Yeah.
Iverson, in that aspect.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And to be clear, the reason why that doesn't work is that if you've got to grow the hair evenly, Scott,
Correct.
you can't just sort of decide you're not going to cut one and then let the rest go because that gets awkward and looks bad in the interim. So
Yeah.
you've got to find a way to make sure that it evens out.
So you gotta start over again.
That's why the start over is right.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
All right, Cappy. Tell me why DeAndre's Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl.
Oh, wow. Wow. Well, for me, I'll just say it like this. I think the Eagles, since they were in the Super Bowl 2 years ago, have added two critical components. And, DeAndre, I'll look for you to comment on these. Okay, the first guy is Jalen Carter. Everybody talks about the offensive line of the Eagles. I don't think enough people are talking about the defensive line of the Eagles.
He's a big boy.
And not only is he big, he's fast, he's strong, he's motivated because of where he was drafted. There's just something about that kid that something tells me he's going to be just dish ragging dudes. You know what I mean? Just throwing them around all over the place, just picking up bodies and tossing them.
Ragdolling was the verb you were looking for there?
Yes.
Okay.
Did I say motorboating? What did I say?
It's kind of like motorboating, yes.
So what did I say?
You said
dish
dish
ragging?
ragging?
Dish ragging.
I mean,
And
I
what was-
thought about it like, okay, I guess at the end of washing the
Yeah.
dishes, you do kind of just throw the rag a little
and
bit.
what's the right phrase, Clinton?
Ragdolling.
Yes.
So dish ragging versus ragdolling.
Yeah.
Correct.
You know, you could understand the D's and the R's, and you're trying to get it out, but it's not really coming out, and then dish ragging comes out
Fair.
rather than
I was just trying to
ragdolling.
make sure I understood what you were getting at.
Yes, I appreciate that, President of the Handsome
No
Man
problem.
community. Now, that's on the Philly defense. On the Philly offense, I think it's pretty obvious, right? I mean, when you look at what Jalen Hurts did this year, he threw for less yardage this year than he did a year ago by like 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
But that's the difference when you have the best running back in football. And so with everything that happened this year with Saquon Barkley, especially the run he's been on in the postseason, I got to believe that Philadelphia is going to try and control the clock. By the way, that's if they can, because remember what happened in the game against Washington, was it? Where they scored on the first touch. They scored on the first time they touched the ball.
Yeah.
Washington scored after 8 minutes. They kicked a field goal, and then on the first play from scrimmage, Saquon had like a 70-something yard touchdown run.
Yeah.
So I think the difference between 2 years ago, where it was a 3-point Super Bowl, the difference is two pieces. Saquon on the offensive side and Jalen Carter on the defensive side. I think the Eagles are going to win.
So there's a couple things. We talked about this today on Horn, and what I said was the most important player in this game is Jalen Hurts. And the reason why is because of part of what Cappy talked about. In order for that ball control to work for them, they're going to have to hit some passes. Because I don't think you're going to be able to simply run down the Chiefs' throats with the quarterback's legs and Barkley's legs. It might work against the Commanders. It might work against any team that fumbles the ball 3 times or 4 times and turns it over. I don't think that's going to be the case with the Chiefs. I think Jalen is going to have to throw some passes. And as a result, the wide receiver unit of the Eagles is vitally important to their ability to win this game, in my opinion, George. If they can't come up with those timely grabs, they had a few in the championship game that were like not exactly the best plays on earth, but you're like, my God, if A.J. Brown doesn't stop catching the ball, they don't have a chance to get the ball back. The Commanders do. That's what I think. Jalen's going to have to be using his arm well. And here's one more stat I want to drop on you, Cappy. The Eagles have the best offensive line in terms of pass block win rate, but Jalen Hurts still has like the second highest sack rate in the league.
Oh, especially on third downs.
Over 9%.
Third downs, he holds on to the ball.
That's a factor. This guy's going to have to stay upright on his own volition.
Why is it he always seems to get sacked on third down? Like, is that? I mean, you watch every game and every snap, so it feels like that to me when I watch them, that he holds on to the ball specifically on third down a ton.
Oh, my gosh. Sometimes it kills me. It's like, get rid of it. Just get rid of the ball, man. Because, I know he's trying to extend the play and, make something out of it, but sometimes, you just get rid of the ball. And it kills me sometimes when he does hold on the ball for so long.
Right, because it'll take you out of field goal range or,
They're
et cetera.
also morale killers in your draft.
Yeah.
In the Super Bowl, you can't be taking sacks just because you didn't want to throw a guy open.
I will say this, though. I do think that those guys, the receiving core, will play a big part because they are going to try to run it, but that's just going to open up the play action, I think, for those two guys in AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, because they're first of all, with AJ, I mean, you're talking about one of the best 50-50 ball guys in the sport, and Devontae is a speed demon. So I do think that they could be susceptible to the big play because of Saquon and their focus on trying to deal with Saquon. So it's funny. I picked the Chiefs, but it was the least confident I've been in them
100%.
in all these Super Bowls
Did
that
the
I've picked them.
exact same thing. Picked
Yeah.
the Chiefs only because I couldn't bring myself to pick against Patrick.
Mostly, yes, and because they have this inherent muscle memory at the end of games. They've been in so many of them that if it is a one-score game, you're just like, you're kind of pooping yourself a little bit.
Yeah, but I'm kind of thinking it's got to at some point come to an end, and that's
Sure.
not analytical. That's emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the law of averages. Eventually, that's going to happen.
Somebody's got to knock him out.
I will add one last point to this, though, Cappy, for you guys. I was at Mina Kimes' live podcast, and one of the persons who was there was Jordan Rodriguez, who covers the Rams for The Athletic, and she's done a bunch of other stuff. She made this point about how Andy Reid basically trains his team the way you train late-night truck drivers, in the context of the law of averages doesn't work for them because they're literally going into a season thinking we're playing 20 games.
Right.
They're not going into it with we're getting through this one and getting through that one. The psychological advantage that they have is not just happenstance. They build it that way.
Yeah.
So it's tough for me to think, all of a sudden they're just going to fall apart.
Which
No.
Belichick did too.
That's what I'm saying.
Correct.
And that late night trucker analogy really stuck with me in terms of who Andy Reid is from a preparation standpoint. Never mind a football one. They're hard to beat, which is oftentimes the best skill when it comes to playing football.
Yeah, but everyone hates them now. They are the villains. I like that they embrace it.
I don't mind it. Yeah.
Yeah.
3-peat would be great for me to see.
Yeah, no, Chris Jones, they asked him about that the other day. He goes, hey, listen, if I didn't play for the Chiefs, I'd hate the Chiefs too.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to see us lose.
We've done that for several decades. I would say post Michael Jordan, basically from like the 2000s on, when teams started winning a lot, like we started hating on them very quickly as a society. And I think the internet was really the dawn of that.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the early 2000s, that's like, like the heyday of like AOL, Instant Messenger,
yes.
and haters.
Go
Yes.
to the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
You got plenty of them right there
Yeah.
for you. They're
So-
still alive and thriving.
I think post 2000, I think that really changed. And it didn't matter what sport it was. We just didn't love the longevity of anyone, for that matter. So I think that plays a role in it. And now it's just exacerbated with all the stuff we have at our disposal.
True.
So
I mean, DeAndre, you got to hit me with the first one today. I mean, let's hear from the mayor of Philadelphia. And
how
let's
about
get
we do
some-
that on the other side?
Yeah, I got to run over to the TV studio. I'll have updates on live from Studio 5 and Clinton and Friends. When I get back, I'll send you those pictures of the break, Scotty.
All right,
All right,
to see him.
Let's do that. But first, let me tell you about my friends at LAX, my home away from home, where changes are arriving daily to reduce traffic, save travelers time, and transform the traveler experience. The LAX economy parking structure is now open with thousands of smart parking spaces, as well as hundreds of EV charging stations. Modernized terminals have biometric gates for faster boarding. Who doesn't want to get to their flight faster? And a new facility. We'll soon have all major rental car brands under one roof when your friends and family come to visit. And in the future, if you're local, you don't even need a car to come to LAX, all right? The People Mover train will connect travelers to LA Metro. You can take the Metro to the Century Station. People Mover train will pick you up, and you're good to go right to your terminal. So for more information, go to their website, flylax.com. So check it out. That's flylax.com.
The City of Stars has a new superstar.
Luka Doncic joining.
Hi, my name is Victoria. I am from Silmar, California, and I just want to say thank you to all the firefighters for everything that you've done. You are so brave, so just amazing and brave, and we appreciate everything you've done for the city.
I want to thank them. Without them, the fire wouldn't be the way it is right now. Little help like you guys asked for. I got a few bobbleheads, a few jerseys, a few shirts that are brand new, and some baseball cards.
Thank you so much for the first responders and for the firefighters that are helping the community and the people of California, and especially Los Angeles. And thank you so much for your work, and keep doing what you're doing. You guys are the real heroes.
My name's Alfredo Famath, and I'm from Silmar, right next to the Hearst fire. We got evacuated, but I really want to thank the firefighters for saving my house and my friends' houses. I appreciate you guys, and without you guys, I don't know where to be at, probably without a home, but I really appreciate everything you guys do for us.
What's up, everybody? Cappy here, InsideCrypto.com, and I just want to take a second to thank all the first responders, the firefighters, but I'm going to take another direction here. I was talking about it on the air. Our friends at Lazy Dog and LA Live have been feeding all these firefighters. I'm going to send a shout out to all the wait staff who are feeding the firefighters, who can then feel good, be nourished, go to sleep, and then get out there and fight those fires. So to everybody that's helping, appreciate all y'all.
Hey, Henry Ramos here from El Monte. Hey, first responders, thank you for everything you guys are doing, and keep fighting on. And this is for Los Angeles. Thank you guys, and keep going. We love you, LA.
At ZipRecruiter.com/free. So if you want the right candidates for all your roles, ZipRecruiter is the place to go. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a good karma brands radio station.
710 ESPN.
Sedano and Kap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN.
It's time for what you need to know.
Let's do it. What you need to know right now.
What you need to know is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Take it away, Linz.
Thanks, Sedano. All right, so I feel like at this point, most people have heard this. But if you're listening to our show, we're going to play it fresh for you. This was a very funny joke that Snoop Dogg said at the NFL Honors Ceremony yesterday when, he was talking about Bill Belichick and, his date.
Because I've been a football fan for a long, long time. I mean, I remember back when the Cowboys was good.
Nice.
I remember back when the Chiefs was bad. And I remember, what was it? Bill Belichick's girlfriend wasn't even born yet.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn.
So I just thought that was a funny joke. Try to find a way to, get that in there and just play it because I thought that you would enjoy it, especially Cap.
I did.
She's like amazing. Like, I don't know how that happened. I don't know what's going on there, but I did know that there's something earlier in the week that he was trying to share, or she was trying to share that she texted him, and she has him in her phone as William.
Oh, my.
I think that's pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
That she calls him William.
I think I told the story earlier
Grandfatherly name.
It is indeed. I told the story a little bit earlier during Crosstalk, Super Crosstalk, that is. But my guys from the podcast, from the Cappycast, were out last night, and they're at Pat O'Brien's, which is like, the most famous bar on all of Bourbon Street, right, George? And they're sitting there, and all of a sudden, here comes Belichick and his bombshell 24-year-old girlfriend. And they start shooting video of it. And it's, like, blown up. I think it's got, like, 100,000 views or something like that so far on TikTok. But it's a weird dynamic because if you didn't know it was his girlfriend, you'd be like, hey, this is so nice. Did you bring your granddaughter? That's so sweet.
Not daughter, granddaughter.
Granddaughter. Right. I mean, look, I got it, right? Sometimes you have a rich older guy with a much younger woman and, hey, he's old, but he's super rich and she's really young, and that's the assumption that that's the only reason the two of them are together. He's old and rich, so that's how he gets a young girl like that, and she likes to be with him because he takes good care of her and probably leaves her alone.
They have something in common, right? Like, you can't, seriously date someone for that long if it's just about, being married because she's hot or dating because she's hot and he's rich, right? Or
I don't
is that
know.
all
I mean,
it is?
what could the two of them be talking about?
I don't know. That's what I'm
cover
curious
two?
about.
I mean, I have
Cover two.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell those two are talking about. I really don't. I mean, do you think she's like, so, Bill, what was it like in the 50s? I mean, do you think that's what this is about?
I don't know.
She likes the history of it all?
I don't know. I don't know, Cappy.
I don't know either. But I'll tell you this, Lindsay. If my 22-year-old daughter showed up and said, Dad, I want you to meet my boyfriend, and he's a 75-year-old guy, I'd have a hard time with that.
What if he was like a 75-year-old, billionaire?
What if your daughter? Well, we can't use Bill Belichick because I feel like you'd be way too cool with that. I'm trying to think of someone that's famous and rich and another
what if he
industry.
said, Cappy? What if he said, if he was like a billionaire and like a tech billionaire, and he's like, Cappy, not only do I want to date your daughter, but I want to buy Sided.
Both have a price.
What if Warren Buffett wanted to date?
Well, Warren
Jaden?
Buffett's like 90. That's way worse.
Could you imagine that? Oh my God!
You wouldn't say no, Cappy.
I mean, listen, I've seen some 75-year-old dudes who are still in pretty damn good shape. You know what I'm
hell
saying?
yeah, I know.
So that's what I'm saying. But 90 is different.
Would you let your daughter date Bill Belichick?
Cappy.
I would be pretty pissed off if my daughter came home with Bill Belichick.
What if you could get Alex Van Pelt an offensive coordinator job?
That might help. I've been working that angle while I was here.
Oh, we know.
I swear to you, I have. Today, I spent about 30 minutes today with Kevin O'Connell's mom and dad, who I've known for 25 years.
Yeah.
And we were talking, and we were having a nice day, and talking about Kevin last night becoming the offensive, coach or the coach of the year rather. And I was saying to Kevin's dad, I'm like, I need you to do me a favor. I'm like, I want you to put a bug in Kevin's ear. He said, tell me. I go,
God.
My buddy just got let go by the Patriots, and you know what? The Minnesota coaching staff is kind of being shaken up. I just want you to put a bug in his ear. I mean, that's what you do for friends, Lindsay Baseball.
I know, but do you get a percentage? For brokering any potential deals?
Yeah, he gets 8 field passes to wherever he wants to go.
Right, any game I want to go to.
That's true.
That's exactly right. Field passes is a nice little commission.
Yeah.
So,
Now I
God, this whole idea of a 75-year-old guy dating a 24-year-old woman when she's as young and as attractive as she is, what? And he's got to be busy now. Listen, I hope for her sake you don't break up with her before the season starts. He's like, hey, girl, you got to go.
I got to recruit.
Go get a master's degree or something here. I got to work.
I wonder if her parents are football fans.
Well, here's another question. How old do you think her parents are?
I don't know.
Probably like
your age.
Your age? Yeah, sounds right.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Would Jaden? Would you care if Jaden came home and was like, "Dad, I'm dating this guy. You might know who he is, Bill Belichick." You'd be mad?
I might honestly throw up in my mouth. Seriously,
I mean, it is pretty.
on.
Like the optics are kind of like. Ugh.
And here's the worst part. You talk about how it is for a man versus how it is for a woman. If my 24-year-old son told me he was dating a 75-year-old woman who was ultra rich, I'd be like, good job, man.
Exactly.
Way to go.
Exactly.
How bad is that?
Yeah, it's the world we live in.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's the case, Georgie.
Cappy, it is what it is, buddy.
It is indeed.
All right. You wanted to ask DeAndre a question about the Eagles, and I wanted to get back to the Lakers after that, but go ahead.
All right,
Go ahead.
DeAndre, first and foremost, give everybody a little taste of the chant we're going to be doing this Sunday for those of us that are rooting for the Eagles.
Let me hear you all say, E-L-G-S-E-S, Eagles!
That's right.
Let's go Birds.
Let's go Birds!
Let's go Birds. Now, DeAndre, did you buy that T-shirt?
I did, but there's a little issue with the T-shirt.
Did they spell it correctly?
No, there was a little delay going on, with the track, with the shipment. So I don't think it's going to come in before.
Oh no! Did you get it from Temu?
Honestly, I saw some on Twitter. I was like, okay, I'll order it. So I hope I didn't get scammed.
Oh man, that happened to me one time only.
So
it was like, and they got me on what I love. It was a wine thing, and I was like, I knew it was too good to be true.
I think I got scammed during Christmas when ordering pajamas for my girlfriend.
Pajamas?
They never arrived. I can't find the name of the company on my credit card. It's making me think that I may have not pushed checkout or something. Like I was sure I bought these pajamas, and they were pretty sexy and they looked really soft and cozy.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, they never showed up. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking that maybe I didn't push the word complete the transaction or something like that.
Yeah.
But I feel scammed.
Yeah. All right. So DeAndre, why are the Eagles going to win?
I mean, I think they win this game with the with the O line and D line, man. Like Cap says, Jalen Carter has been a force on the defensive line. He's our leader on that side. But the Eagles addressed the issue as far as our linebackers. With Zach Bond, he was up there as far as defensive player of the year. And then obviously with the addition of our two cornerbacks that help, the two rookie cornerbacks has been helping as well. But obviously Saquon Barkley has been a beast this whole entire year. But I just feel like the Eagles are just dominant on both sides of the field compared to the Chiefs. So you never can count Patrick Mahomes out, but I just feel like this is a game that the Eagles could win and should win.
I just love Jalen Hurts, and I know I'm probably not in the majority of people who really believe in him, but there's something about that kid, and it probably, George, is my love of the underdog.
Yeah.
When think about this. You're at Alabama, you're a star, you're a champion. And then right before the national championship game, a coach replaces you. Not because you were bad.
Not before the national championship game. At halftime.
Oh, I thought that Tua started the game.
No.
I don't recall it. Nonetheless, think about that, though. Here's a guy who is a championship player already, who's decorated and has accolades, and is the star quarterback at Alabama, and he gets replaced. And the next year, Jalen Hurts, this is all kind of transfer portal stuff, but the next year, Jalen Hurts was as professional as a kid as you could possibly ever ask for. He was as supportive as a teammate as you could ever ask for. But rather than saying, I'm going to let this derail my career, he still had his own dreams, goals, and aspirations.
Yeah.
So he transfers to Oklahoma, has himself a great year, is not a first-round draft choice, second-round draft choice, and has already been, now this is to his second Super Bowl. So there's something inside of him that I love that is just about perseverance and not giving up, and no one really thinks that much of him. And I'm like, I love Patrick Mahomes. I'm not a Chiefs hater. I'm just a Jalen Hurts supporter, and I think I'm talking myself into the Eagles winning this whole thing.
That's right, man. Because all he does is win. I mean, I know the numbers don't show as far as the passing and stuff like that, but he does do the stuff that, as a winning quarterback should, and that's just win. Don't turn the ball over. Just manage the game, man. We don't need you to go out there and do the spectacular, man. Just go out there and manage the game, and just get the job done.
But I think in this Super Bowl, you look back to that game against Washington, he had 3 rushing touchdowns. Check me on that, DeAndre. And I think 2 years ago in the Super Bowl, I think he had 3 rushing touchdowns. Again, you'll check me on all the stats.
Mm-hmm.
But, he said, he goes, they got to take the straitjacket off. So let that dude be the athlete that he is. And to your point earlier, George, about taking sacks on third down, you got to be decisive. You're either going to throw it away, or you're going to run with it. You just can't let Kansas City get to you, because that could turn into bad things when they sack the quarterback. I'm rooting for Jalen Hurts. I'm rooting for Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for Philadelphia. And I'm trying to figure out, tell me what you think, how to bet the game, because at this point, you're not betting the line. You're just betting who's going to win.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just going to say, you know what? Put your money where your mouth is, smart guy.
Yeah.
And throw down the money on Philly.
Smart guy.
That's what I think I'm going to do.
Let me hear you all saying ELGSES, Eagles!
Damn right, girl.
Let's go, Birds!
Let's go, Birds. Love her.
Yeah, Cappy, I just find it. I think we're gonna be in for like a good game. I just can't see the Chiefs losing.
The way I used to feel about the Patriots.
I can't. It's just, it seems inevitable. You know what I mean? Like, it just really feels that way. And the history of it, they're going to win 3 in a row to be the first team. Then we're really going to get into the Mahomes-Brady conversations at that point. Like, and Mahomes got a long way to go still. You know what I mean? Like Mahomes, I remember saying this on TV a year or two ago and being like, Mahomes going to end up being the GOAT. And people thought, I remember saying it around the horn. People thought New England people were so mad. Tom Brady fans, like you, Cappy, were so mad. It's going to happen. He's going to be the guy.
Well, when you say he's going to be the guy, you're saying he's going to have 8 Super Bowls?
Yeah, he's
compared
going
to
win.
Brady's 7.
He's going to win the most, or at the very least 7. I think he wins this one. He already has 3. He'll have had 4. How old is he right now?
Like not even 30.
Right.
Yeah.
So
plus, if they win the three-peat, and no one else has done that.
He's already a more talented player than Tom Brady.
Well, of course. I mean, athletically, they're not even close.
Not even in the same stratosphere.
But I will just say this.
Oh, here we go.
Here's what will derail the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Andy Reid?
Correct.
When he decides to retire?
That's right. Because the story is that Reid will coach this Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
He'll coach the Chiefs next year.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably where it comes to an end. And if Andy Reid is not the coach of this team, you could still have Patrick Mahomes. You could still have a lot of up-and-coming offensive talent.
Mm-hmm.
But let's not underestimate what Andy Reid means to all of this.
Sure. Okay. And that's fair. But I still think that, and look, Bruce Arians was a good coach, okay? But Tom Brady, and you talk to quarterbacks, they loved him, except Tom Brady for whatever reason. But, he got him a Super Bowl.
You say Bruce Arians got Tom Brady a Super Bowl, or Tom Brady got Bruce
Tom
Arians?
Brady won a Super Bowl with Bruce Arians.
Yeah. And by the way, Bill Belichick never even sniffed another Super Bowl once Tom Brady left.
Right.
So,
I mean, he would if they fired Sean McDermott and he got Josh Allen all of a sudden.
But would you say with that Tampa Bay team that they're loaded on all?
They were super loaded, no doubt. It was like the perfect spot for him. He was not a dummy. He went to the right place.
Okay.
Well, I mean, don't you think just like if Andy Reid retires and Patrick Mahomes, let's say he leaves the Chiefs, similarly to Brady. If
No,
you're that
I
good,
don't think
you're that
Mahomes
good.
is leaving the Chiefs.
Well,
If you're the Chiefs, first of all, he's under contract.
Yeah. But
Second
I'm
of
just
all,
saying, if you're that good, you're that good. You're going to keep winning.
Yeah.
Period.
I think that, while I think there would be a drop-off, obviously, with Andy Reid, it just depends who's that next guy. I don't know who the next guy is.
Nope.
So
No, neither do I. I mean, but if you just said, hey, look, Steve Spagnuolo.
No, I don't think Spags is the guy.
No? I mean, listen, I'm just giving you an example. If they said, hey, look, let's just keep it in-house.
Yeah.
Spagnola's been a head coach before. Let's give him another shot.
Yeah.
I think the dynamic changes drastically without
Sure.
Andy Reid.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's the guy. But I mean,
but
Mahomes going to be the GOAT. And what are you going to do then, Cappy?
Well, your point is made that if he wins this Super Bowl Sunday, he'll have 4 Super Bowl championships before he's 30.
Yeah.
That puts Patrick Mahomes in the same class as, like, Terry Bradshaw and Joe Montana.
Right.
Which, you may not think of those guys anymore because they're not as contemporary.
Oh, my God. What are you talking about?
But
Yeah.
those guys had 4 Super Bowls, and they did it before they were 30 years old.
Yeah.
So Mahomes would have entered into some really, really interesting company.
Yeah.
Because he would be the first quarterback ever to lead a three-peat.
Yeah.
And he would do 4 Super Bowls before he's 30.
Right.
And then you're right, George. At that point, at 30 years, let's just call it 28 or 29, he's got a long time to try and win 4 more to outdo Brady.
Right. But even if he ties, I think he's better.
Oh, listen, he's better now.
Right.
But Brady
So
is,
I think
is
Ty
more
goes.
decorated.
I think Ty goes to him in that scenario. He doesn't need 4.
Especially if there's a three-peat.
Right, because he's got that. Brady never
That's
did
the
that. Right.
tiebreaker,
That's
right?
it.
Well,
That's a
that's why this weekend, this is why I'm really rooting for Philadelphia.
That's right.
You know?
so you need
let's-
Jalen Hurts to be Nick Foles?
I need Jalen Hurts to be Jalen Hurts at his best.
You don't want to see a record broken? You don't want to see history made, Cap?
No, I want to see the Eagles stop history from being made.
That's right.
Oh, because of your boyfriend. That's all this is about.
I mean, it's not really that much about him.
You
It's
just
really-
also. I mean, I heard you. You just you're picking the easy way out.
Right. That's
You're just
right.
saying the Eagles, and if they lose it close, and you're like, whatever.
Yeah, right. Like, nobody really expected the Eagles to win.
Do you guys think that if Kansas City wins, that Travis Kelce will retire? He says he wants to keep
Noah
playing,
Gray's
but,
really
like,
good as like their other
yeah,
tight end. So.
He could retire. Like, that's what I would. I would retire on top.
He'll become a dancer on the Taylor Swift tour.
Maybe. Hey, Cappy, this Sunday, for every point scored in the big game, it means more than just a number on the board. Jacob and Ronnie and his calljacob.com team are turning touchdowns into meals for those affected by the devastating Eaton fire. Jacob and Ronnie is donating 59 meals for every point scored to the LA Food Bank, not just per touchdown, but to celebrate the 59th title game. 59 meals per point. We're hoping for a high-scoring game, obviously, so thousands of meals are expected to go to families in need. The law offices of Jacob and Ronnie committed to helping SoCal rebuild. For more information or legal assistance, call them at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB, or visit them online at calljacob.com. All right, let's get back to the Lakers, Cappy, because I do think Luka will make his debut on Monday, okay? And I want to ask you about what a reasonable amount of time would be for them to gel with this group, okay? And I want you to think about this, okay? I want you to have real deep thought. Are you
Okay,
ready?
I'm gonna do some deep thinking at the break. Tell me.
All right, do it. All right, we're back in a moment.
It's a new era and a new buzz around the purple and gold. The Lakers have been rebuilt in less than a week with their new superstar, Luka.
I can't think of a more amazing starting point to build a roster for the next decade.
And LeBron is still here leading the way.
That was really nice of him just to call me right away and welcome me to LA.
But wait, the purple and gold have added another one. The big man they've been missing, Mark Williams. The new look Lakers play here on 710 ESPN.
You never expect a Hail Mary pass to win and end the game or getting into an accident. Hey, it's Trav with DeMarco.
Only one all-star defense team you can call to defend you. The personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000.
Don't get sacked by others. Joseph will help you achieve the maximum compensation you deserve. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000.
Let Joseph and his team score a touchdown for you.
Hey, it's Mace. Looking for some fun? Dive into Chumba Casino, your ultimate destination for free, fun-to-play social casino games. Play slots, bingo, and more whenever and wherever you want. With new games dropping every week, there's always something fresh. Lounge on the sofa or play on the go. Start spinning today for the chance to redeem some sweet prizes. Play now at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus TNCs apply.
Hey guys, it's Cap. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt, one of Southern California's largest public adjuster firms. Avner Gatt knows how to fight back when your insurance company makes you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope of getting into your home and getting it all back together. With decades of experience and a passion for helping people, Avner and his family take the call themselves. So whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is, you call Avner Gatt today at 818-917-5256, or you go to avnergatt.com. It's 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. You call, Avner answers, he says hello. Your claim is our game. avnergatt.com.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text YOUTH to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text YOUTH to 42424. That's YOUTH to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This is Sedano and Kap for your afternoon drive.
How is that related?
On 710 ESPN.
Oh, right said Fred.
Oh, nice.
Is this like a #1 hit today? On
No,
the
we're
same
just
day as
playing
celebration? What's that? Let me see.
I remember, I was just telling DeAndre, I remember, I wasn't allowed to watch TV. It was blocked,
It
actually.
was #1, by the way, 1992.
Yeah, it was blocked from my TV at home. So I remember being at my grandparents' one time, turning on MTV and this coming on. And my grandpa came in there and screamed at me. It was like the first time I could recall hearing my grandpa swear. Like, get that off of my television, that rubbish.
That explains a lot.
Wait, you weren't allowed to watch TV?
I wasn't allowed to watch MTV.
Oh, MTV.
Yeah.
Who in the family decided that MTV was going to pollute your mind?
My parents. We were only
Why?
allowed to watch. We were only allowed to watch like Nickelodeon and then 3, 5, and 8.
That was a reasonably popular stance for parents at the time. MTV was considered dicey. Some parents didn't even let their kids watch The Simpsons.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons
I'm
either.
I'm familiar with that
Yeah.
that strain of parents. Married with Children was out of the question.
No, yeah, no way.
You know,
Absolutely not.
My parents didn't give a rip. They let me watch all
Yeah,
that crap.
Agreed.
right.
Same
I didn't
deal.
care.
I wasn't even allowed to watch Step by Step.
That kept me in
Step by step?
Yeah.
That kept me in the house. They got me. They got divorced. They got cable. They're like, all right, that's what you get in the split. So it worked
Nice.
out. Turns
Nice.
out now it's a big thing because guess what? This is the job we do. So Scotty, I sent you the text messages.
Yes,
sent
sir.
You and George the text messages of the studio. What are your thoughts upon initial look?
So, first of all, I'm going to say this. Congratulations again. Getting a national radio show on ESPN is a really big deal.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no doubt.
Thank you.
I love what I'm seeing so far. I love a glass circular table.
Sure.
I like the chairs. They're very comfortable looking.
What are you, Martha Stewart?
Oh, big George. Wait, and I may have to come over to Clinton's studio and do a little feng shui.
Oh,
You know what I
is
mean?
that right? Okay.
Now,
All right.
Clinton, I have a question.
Yes.
There's a sign at the bottom of the table that says 710 ESPN. Is that going to stay there?
That's going to stay. I specifically wanted it to be there to pay homage, obviously, to all the listeners of this station and everybody who I've been friends with, for lack of a better term. And it's not necessarily, I'm sort of talking out of school here, but that's fine. It's not necessarily going to be in every shot, but it's part of the studio so that when we want to go to it, people can know where we are and what we're doing. I thought it was the kind of move that you should do, just show some respect.
I love it. Now, here's a question for you. Because of the windows in the background, it looks like you're up in the air, like on the 5th floor, right?
That's where we are. Studio
I know,
5.
but the building that is across the street from Crypto.com, which is the unfinished, like, high-rise condo complex that has all the graffiti up and down it,
Yes.
is that like a permanent fixture there, or is that just something you guys are using as a placeholder right now?
That is specifically what I wanted because I love graffiti and street art. And I said, get the graffiti towers in the daggone shot because that's what I want, and that's what they did.
Okay, well then, if that's what you want,
Plaza shot.
Yeah. I mean, the bottom line is people know I'm an advocate for street art. You see my handwriting, you know that this is something I used to do. So there was no world in which I was going to avoid that on my own set for my own show. That was actually a really important thing. Something that you can check out in a little behind-the-scenes post that Carlo is going to put up on the ESPN Los Angeles IG account of what we were doing when we were putting things together both 2 days ago and today. So shouts to Carlo for doing that. I'm pretty excited, man. I have a secret for you, too, something you want to hear.
Okay.
Lindsay, we have it?
Yep.
So this is, for those of you radiophiles out there, this is the first time this will be played, period. Remember, the show starts on Monday, 7 to 9 a.m. This is the intro, Scotty, for the show. Hit it.
Transmitter's working perfectly. I hear everything clear as a bell.
Clinton Yates always brings the heat.
I can lead a nation with a microphone.
I am pleased to be joined by ESPN's Clinton Yates.
With a microphone.
I would imagine most of you have never heard Clinton Yates. He's irrelevant.
This is my new favorite show.
We welcome in Clinton Yates. Clinton, I've mentioned this to you before. When I think of people who love the game, I think of you.
That right there is Clinton Yates.
Clinton Yates!
Clinton Yates, incredible job today.
Our pal Clinton Yates. People like Clinton Yates.
Let's first begin by saying good day to my friend Clinton Yates. There's a lot to talk about here.
Clinton, where the hell are you at?
From Studio 5 at LA Live, this is Clinton and Friends on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Ooh.
There it is.
It's very wrestling.
So I like it. That's where we are.
Cappy's going to be upset because you didn't ask him to do the voice.
Well, one of the voices in that little mashup is your voice, George. It's from when we did the jump. You're the one who says, our pal Clinton Yates, that was you.
Oh, okay.
So I have collected those
I did not
over
recognize
the
my own
years.
voice.
I have collected those over the years. There's a lot of different clips in there. For the fun fact, if anybody can figure out where the first statement in that is, radio transmitter's doing well, I will give you something, a big gift at some point. But
oh, really?
It is a deep cut from a very popular show in the 80s.
That's in the 80s?
Yeah.
Now, which
WKRP in Cincinnati?
Which part are you talking about?
No, maybe not the 80s, maybe the 90s.
Wait, I just want to remind me what it said so I can think about it.
It says transmitter signal is clear.
Oh.
I can hear everything.
Okay.
I'll wait till the end of the segment
What
to
was
tell you.
I missed one word, though, in there that I wanted to ask you. It said Clinton Yates is blank, and it
irrelevant. So that is
irrelevant.
That is from some random hater who read something of mine and literally made a 10-minute YouTube yelling my name and various things, and I was like, this guy is perfect for what I want. So, yeah, I've compiled all those clips, and I gave them to our guys in Bristol who do a great job. They put that together, and that's where we are.
Well, I'll tell you this. I like the set very much. Now that I understand how much you like street art, that you wanted that building in the background,
Absolutely.
That's great. Nice and colorful.
Yeah.
So, for me, love the set. Love what I've just heard. Excited for Clinton and Friends on Monday.
Cappy, if you ever leave me to get a national show, we should have your arch nemesis in that somewhere.
Oh,
in
there's no question.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, there is one no question. And by the way, I would have not just him saying what he said to me that day on the air. I would have everybody else who has something negative and nasty to say, and there's plenty.
Well, there's one thing I did want to say, George, that I think will hopefully draw you over at some point as one of my friends.
Yeah.
I
will always be one of your friends. I'm happy to
this
go over.
Today.
Yeah.
I did not realize this. So have you ever watched Feinbaum, his show?
Yeah.
They've got a big screen in there that they put the callers' names up on. And sometimes they even do Zooms on that. There's one of those in that studio. And this doesn't really serve us purposes for radio, but it's a touch screen.
Oh,
nice.
So there are things that can be played with in that studio from a technology standpoint that are going to make stuff very fun.
There you have it.
I'm excited.
Well, we're looking forward to it. And, of course, it will run right here on this very station. And then the video accompaniment will be on
ESPN, the app.
Yeah.
ESPN 3, basically.
Yeah.
And, we're going to try to do some more stuff. We got a lot to play with, Carlo and I. Like I said, I'm looking forward to being creative. That's really what it comes down to. It's one thing to be yakking. That's fine. But
enjoy the blank
entirety of the
canvas.
thing, thank you.
No
I'm
doubt.
really looking forward to it.
It's going to be fun. So Monday morning, el lunes, right after the Super Bowl, when you turn on this station, it'll be your boy over there, the Big CY. Cappy, we are excited for the Big CY. We've got Radio Tinder coming. I know you got to run.
Okay, I got to run. Yes.
So thank you.
Thank you guys.
Best of luck.
So
we
much.
love you.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Thank you, guys. Scotty, get home safe, brother.
Will do, man.
All right.
Cappy, you and I need to talk Prize Picks here real quick before
Yes, we do.
get to Radio Tinder. So, Cappy, listen, this is the day, okay?
Yeah, oh, yeah. This is the weekend.
I mean, the big game is here, okay? You get the free square, right, with Patrick Mahomes, basically.
Right, all he has to do is pass for over half a yard.
Yeah, which I feel fairly confident in. If you
I think
want
he'll be all right.
sports action, okay, in the state of California, Prize Picks is your spot, all right? Download the Prize Picks app. Use the promo code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y. Your first $5 play gets you $50 in bonus cash, all right? You can win up to 1,000 times your money in as little as 4 picks. And when you want your money, you can get it back within 15 minutes.
I would strongly urge everybody to really put in your time and your energy into what you're going to do. Because given the game right now and given the line in the game, you may not have any interest in playing the game. So now let's play all the daily fantasy stuff that we talk about all the time on Prize Picks. We know we're going to take the Patrick Mahomes free square because he's going to pass for more than half a yard. That's easy. That's free. They're giving it to us. But how are you going to play Saquon Barkley? How are you going to play the wide receivers? How are you going to play the tight ends? So how are you going to play the kickers? Can you find some combo plays out there to put together? And for me, what I like to do is I like to use the little red guys. They're called demons. So if you can put together a whole bunch of demon plays, that's going to really increase your chances to win more and more and more. So make sure you download the Prize Picks app. Use the code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y. Make your first $5 play. Get that $50 bonus. And, George, we're going to win some money together this weekend.
Yep. So download the Prize Picks app. Use the promo code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y. First $5 play gets you a $50 bonus. Prize Picks, run your game.
Hey, it's D-Far, all pumped for this weekend. Really hoping for the debut of Luka in purple and gold on Saturday. We may have to wait until Monday. I hope not. The big game on Sunday, the greatest day in football. Do we see history made with Mahomes, or can the Eagles put a stop to the three-peat? Make sure you're here for a must-listen Monday on the Travis and DeMarco Show, starting at 9 a.m. on 710 ESPN.
Get ready for the concert event of the summer. On the road again. Catch Willie Nelson and family. Bob Dylan. Billy Strings. And more at the Outlaw Music Festival's 10th anniversary tour. Friday, May 16th, Hollywood Bowl. Get access to preferred tickets with your Citi card. For tickets and more, go to Ticketmaster.com and OutlawMusicFestival.com.
This February, the Genesis Invitational heads to Torrey Pines in San Diego. Be there when moments become legendary. The roars echo through the trees, and champions rise. The Genesis Invitational welcomes the world's best golfers, including Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, Colin Morikawa, and more to Torrey Pines February 13th through 16th for the Genesis Invitational. This is where legends are made. Get your tickets today at genesisinvitational.com.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Winning matters, especially after an accident. At calljacob.com, we're here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to calljacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold at $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
And it is Sedano and Kap. Around 5:30 p.m. in the Southland, Radio Tinder time. We like to play a TV theme. You can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. Don't forget about our sponsor, Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala. Take it away, producer Lindsay.
Now the world don't move to the beat of just one drum. What might be right for you
I'm waiting for you to be like, Cappy.
Well, this show, different strokes to rule the world. I loved this show when I was a kid. Loved Gary Coleman. Loved Todd Bridges. Can't even believe I'm getting this out of my mouth. Dana Plato. And I can't think, George, can you come up with the old man, the dad? What was his name in real life?
Conrad Bain?
Yes, Conrad Bain. And check me on this, but didn't Janet Jackson make some guest
She
appearances?
was on that show for a little bit. Well,
Yeah.
she was also Penny on Good Times.
Good Times, right.
Well, there was actually recently a Gary Coleman documentary came out, and it's like basically like there's some, controversy around his death that maybe he was actually murdered.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. It was very interesting because I knew none of this. I've never seen Different Strokes. I only know how he would say, like, what'd you talk about, Willis? That's that show, right?
Right.
Yes.
That's all I knew.
Mm-hmm. And we waited every single episode for Gary Coleman to look at his big brother and say, what you talking about, Willis?
You know what I thought about? Like, and they talked about this in the documentary. Imagine being, like, the cute little kid, and that's, like, your catchphrase and your thing, and then, like, you're a teenager, and you want to start, like, dating and getting with the ladies, and you're still, like, a little kid, or at least you look like one.
Right.
That'd be difficult,
Well, yeah, he was like, Gary
suck.
Coleman was like a little tiny peanut.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Never
it
I was like, oh, cute little kid, but he's like, no, I want to, like, have a girlfriend or, a family and get married. I just thought that was very weird.
I don't know. They
Poor
were
guy.
all three of those guys were all screwed up.
Mhm.
Gary Coleman, Dana Plato, and Todd Bridges. All three of them had like major trouble after that show.
Well, you know who's not having major trouble?
Tell me.
My favorite backup quarterback, who had a pretty funny little sketch, whatever you want to call it, video this morning on the Fox NFL account, which he's there hanging out with, and that's my buddy Jameis.
Oh my God! Look at the powder that's coming off that thing. Oh my Lord! Look at the powder. Hey, Jameis. I heard you've been eating a lot of me. Yes, I have, W. Beignet. But I heard that it's only one of you. Well, Jameis, please take your time and eat me so you can savor every moment. W. Beignet, I really don't want any heartburn, so I'm just gonna make sure that I eat you as fast as I possibly can and drink some water to get rid of all the sugar that you have. Jameis, I am a New Orleans staple. Everyone wakes up to come and eat me.
Okay, so, Cappy, you're talking about the beignets.
Yeah.
And I want to know, after, Jameis said it, I cut it a little short, but James said at the end of it, he was disappointed because he wanted his extra crispy. So he was like, it was the beignets So I want to know, what is your opinion of the beignets in New Orleans?
So that video that you sent was Jameis Winston at, the most famous beignet place in New Orleans, Cafe Du Monde.
Well, the W beignet, like you said.
And I actually, just surprisingly, I was there when they were shooting that.
Really?
So,
Man, you're everywhere he is, Cappy.
It's
How
actually
are you not friends?
It's actually been quite weird because we got to Cafe Du Monde that morning, and my buddy Alex goes, "Look, there's Jameis again," and we sat there and watched him shoot that bit, which was kind of funny. And he had the whole place watching what he was doing and listening.
He's so funny.
I got the beignets from Cafe Du Monde. They come in a bag of 3. I ate one just to eat something local so that I could say that I did. Not good. I'll be honest with you,
Really?
not good. Yeah.
What exactly is it? Just like a...
It's like a piece of bread that they deep fry, and then they just douse in
It's
sugar.
just dough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not good.
So it's like...
Oh, you don't think they're good?
A funnel cake?
I just
No, it's
George,
not like a funnel cake. It's not that sweet.
I've had them at Cafe
You have an
Du Monde
elephant
in
ear
the past
before?
Yeah. Yeah.
Similar.
Okay.
Don't love them. Nothing really great.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I didn't want the deep fried. You know what I mean? But even still, if you gave me a great donut, I'd take a great donut over a beignet all day, every day.
Yeah, but I don't think I don't know, a great donut. I mean, a donut is pretty fried and fatty too, though. It's not like I don't know, I don't know what kind of differences you're making there.
Well, you and I, not that long ago, we took the family out for a little pizza pie.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, we went to a little donut shop.
We did.
The donut shop that we had that day, I eat that donut over at Cafe Du Monde beignet.
Oh no, but I'm just saying.
all the
But
time.
I thought it was your objection was fried and fatty.
Not really.
Because
No, just.
Oh, okay.
I don't
Then
know,
if it's
there's
just a preference, then whatever.
It just wasn't that good.
Maybe
you know?
you gotta go to a different spot to try a beignet. I don't know.
Well, maybe. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody seems to have.
There's
them down
also
here.
Cafe Beignet.
That's right. Not too far from where I was staying, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, but Cafe Du Monde is good. I had one when I was there last.
Yeah, I mean, listen again.
Maybe you need one
It's
that's
okay.
shaped like a W.
That might help, or like a K for Cappy.
Yeah. All right, what's next?
All right, so did you guys see or hear the Rob Ryan introductory
I
press
did see it. It
conference?
was very strange.
I'm going to just play a little part of it just for our listeners, in case you have not heard it yet. This was USC defensive coordinator Rob Ryan being introduced to the media. Here's a clip of what he was talking about, I guess.
Let's see. I can't wait to see that little JUCO kid from Hutch. Bam! We're going to get after his little butt. But anyway, it'll be great. We're excited. You know, and I saw the Mayava guy. I coached his uncle. I hated that kid when I first saw him. A USC kid, a little captain. Remember, he could walk under this table right here. Little guy. And we draft this little runt. I'm like, oh, man. This guy, I was all over this kid during the OTAs. Like, man, this guy, man, you got to run to cover a guy. Anyway, so then I'm like, hey, guys, Sweet Live is going on vacation with the family, going out to Hawaii, going to Maui. I've never been to Maui. I run things in Oahu, but I'm like, I'm going to go to Maui. He's like, hey, Rob, you get in any kind of trouble now, you just tell him you know Kalooks. I'm like, man, yeah, I'm going to tell him I know Kalooks. You know,
Okay, so I'm going to stop it just because it literally makes no sense.
It just goes on and on.
Nobody has any reference to really what he's talking about.
Nope.
And it's like he's having a conversation with himself.
Right.
And he kind of seems like those people you'd see in movies that are like in like what do you want to call it? Like a care facility, right? Like for lack of a nicer term. Are you a little? Are you excited? I guess. Are you happy about the fact?
I mean,
that
look. I mean,
he's
he's
part of
been a
USC staff
historic,
now?
pretty good coach on defense. So yeah, I mean, I guess, but I don't know. This definitely doesn't instill a ton of confidence.
That's
is
what I
would
mean.
say.
Like, does this make you a little worried?
Well, did you say that he was the defensive coordinator?
I could be wrong about that.
I think he's the linebackers coach.
Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. I didn't think he was
he's
the
the
defensive
linebackers
coordinator.
coach.
I was waiting for you guys to correct me on that.
But
yeah, Dan Tonlin is still the defensive.
Yeah,
coordinator.
defensive linebackers coach.
Yeah. Look, he's a character. He's got the long gray hair. He sounds just like his brother Rex Ryan, who people see on ESPN. He's not going to have that much impact because he's a position coach, but he's a name, and he's a wacky dude, and he always has been. But that press conference, I know I heard it, and the headlines were things like Rob Ryan gave a truly insane USC introductory press conference. Just all these like headlines about he was unhinged and gave a press conference for the ages. So I'm not too worried about it, but it's probably the last time we're going to hear from him.
I just feel like it seems like there's no point of reference. He's not having a conversation. It just seems really, really all over the place, and it makes me wonder, okay, if this guy can't handle like a press conference, how's he going to handle coaching, the youth
I mean,
of tomorrow?
I think the coaching part is probably way easier than the
Really?
press conference. 100%, yes.
I mean, the guy has been a professional coach for a long, long time. He comes from a family. I mean, obviously his dad, Buddy Ryan, his brother, Rex Ryan.
I'm not questioning that. I think he was part of the Brown staff at one point.
He was with the Raiders most recently as a senior assistant.
Maybe he's just getting a little too senior, if you know what I'm saying.
I don't know. I just think he's a character. I think he's always been a piece of work.
I mean, this is definitely weird. I'm not disputing that part of it.
It doesn't have to
but I'm
do
not
with
worried about the
anything.
football part of
Okay.
it, if that's what you're asking me.
All right.
Those are two separate things.
Okay, and then lastly here for Radio Tinder. So yesterday, before the game against the Warriors, Jonathan from our social team went and did like a little man on the street type of thing, interviewing Lakers fans about what they thought about the trade. Both trades, I guess. So here's a little snippet of him interviewing a group of U10 basketball kids that are Lakers fans.
How do you guys react to the Luka trade?
I have to be completely honest. I'm feeling 50-50 because we lost two key pieces. And we got Luka, though, which is nothing I would ever expect.
He's injured, though. It sets us up for the future. And then, in my opinion, people don't want to help LeBron, but with Luka on the team later in the future, people would want to come to the Lakers. And also helps Luka with like Nike endorsements and stuff.
One last one. What do you think of parting ways with Dalton Connect? He was a fun rookie, right?
Yeah, but I think the trade is like super good for us. We need a center. We got a young center. Yeah, a great defender.
Yeah, Mike
But
Williams.
I think Lakers gave up too much.
Yeah. No, I don't think
they gave up way too much.
He needed
Like
a center
Anthony
bad.
Davis. Rob Pelinka W. No, we did not give up too much.
That's funny.
I thought it was adorable and hilarious, and I wanted to ask if you guys agree with these kids.
I think that's
Rob
adorable.
Pelinka W.
Yeah, I love the one kid. He goes, no one ever really wants to help LeBron.
He did say that.
But with
But now
Luka
they
here,
will.
with Luka here, now they will. And by the way, it's going to help Luka with his Nike endorsements. I
Yes.
love these kids. That was hilarious.
I was like, they have to listen to sports talk, right? Like,
Oh,
they
yeah.
have to.
I mean, those kids are clearly influenced. We might as well have written the notes for them.
Sounds like Mateo in the future.
Maybe. You never know. So, we'll see.
Rob Pelinka W.
That was funny.
That's my favorite part. Okay, that's it for Radio Tinder.
All right, Cappy, before we move on, I want to get back to, speaking of which, let's get back to the Lakers a little bit. And also kind of what your plans are, Cappy, for this Sunday. I'd love to hear that, too. We'll get into all that stuff coming up. Stick around. But first, tell us about Real Father's Rights.
All right, let me talk about Real Father's Rights. And I'm going to start off by saying this. We have a brand new website that is exclusive for 710 listeners. It's RFR, like Real Father's Rights, rfr710.com. We also have a new phone number. Again, exclusive for 710 listeners. It's 833-ESPN 710. Makes sense, right? 833-ESPN 710. Now let me get to the juice of what we're talking about here. Real Father's Rights. Mark Real. When you think about what a father is supposed to be in a kid's life, it's critical. And if you're a dad and you're in a situation where you have lost, for whatever reason, a custody battle, or maybe you're in the middle of a custody dispute, you must call Real Father's Rights, 833-ESPN 710. Real Father's Rights will fight for the dads. We will score for the kids. We're going to help you level that playing field, because what we know is, and it seems to be pretty unfair, but it's a statistical fact, more often than not the legal system favors the mother in custody disputes rather than the dad. That's why Real Father's Rights is here, so that we can get you the justice you deserve. We're going to help dads navigate the family court system, whether it's child custody, child support, divorce, domestic violence, restraining orders. We are here to help. We're in L.A., Orange County, the Inland Empire. You're in San Diego. We can help you there, too. So remember, 833-ESPN 710, and our new website, RFR, like Real Father's Rights, rfr710.com.
This is Los Angeles.
The city of angels.
Hollywood.
I'm Doug Hopkins.
And I'm Damon Lyons, and we want to buy your house.
If you're considering selling your home for any reason, let Seller's Advantage show you a better way to sell your home.
With no agent fees, no commissions, no hassles, and no repairs.
Just a fair cash offer that can close in just a few days. We don't just promise more, we deliver a much better customer experience.
Check out our Google reviews and see how.
Call Seller's Advantage or visit sellersadvantage.com for free, no obligation cash offer.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Best here, many championships, so that's my goal.
LA's new superstar goes by the name of Luka, and he plays right here
on 710 ESPN.
Star effing driven town.
ESPN LA and Beverly Hills Orthodontics are teaming up because we want to know who's smiling in SoCal. Go to ESPNLA.com and nominate who you think is making LA a better place. This can be a mentor, a teacher, a coach, a good Samaritan, a youngster who brightens your day. Tell us who's smiling and you could win some awesome prizes like sweet tickets from ESPN LA, Sonic Care electric toothbrushes, whitening treatment, and a grand prize of Invisalign from Beverly Hills Ortho. Enter now at ESPNLA.com, and remember, you're always smiling at Beverly Hills Orthodontics.
Decisions determine results. So which path do I want to take? Help people in need or stand on the sidelines watching? Worry about how to pay for school or have my education paid for? Push myself and learn new skills or stay the same? My decision is to serve part-time with the Army National Guard, and my results will be life-changing. What will you decide? Go to NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Sponsored by the California Army National Guard. Aired by the California Broadcasters.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it. Did you know that 1 in 4 people seeking treatment for ED are under 40? So you're not alone. And even better, Hims can help. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/joy. It all starts with an online intake form. From there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. Through hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
This is Sedano and Kap for your afternoon drive.
Really? Oh, my B.
Yeah. My B.
Your B.
On 710 ESPN.
There's no going back.
There's no going back, Cappy. That's what your arch nemesis told you, actually, this week. There's no going back.
There is no going back in that relationship, I can tell you that. No going back in that one.
Oh, it's so funny, man.
You know what was really funny is I love Curb Your Enthusiasm. You ever see the Curb Your Enthusiasm episode where Larry comes home and he says to Leon, hey, I was in the doctor's office and there was this guy there and he said something really nasty to Larry and Leon says, well, what did you do? And Larry goes, I slunked out. And he goes, what do you mean you slunked out? He goes, you mean you punked out? And he goes, yeah, punked out, slunked out. And so then Leon tells Larry what you got to do. You got to get in that ass, Larry. You got to open that thing up. You got to walk in there. You got to open up a Snicker bar, throw the Snicker bar on the ground, paint Larry was here, then walk around, turn, close that thing out. And so Larry's like, so let me get this straight. I open it up. I walk into it. I eat a Snicker bar. I throw it on the ground. I paint Larry was here. And he goes like, that's exactly right. And when I walk around with my buddy John from my podcast, he's this 6'7" tall, good-looking African-American dude. Most people think I'm the agent and he's the ball player. But now we're starting to turn into like Larry and Leon when we go to these places. And had he been with me last night, things would have been a little different, you know? But I slunked out, is I think what happened.
Okay.
You think if you had some muscle, he would have treated you differently?
No, I just think that the muscle would have been like, yo, man, we looking for answers. Speak up. We looking for some answers.
You needed like DeAndre there, is what you're saying?
I needed DeAndre in a big way.
wouldn't have said anything. Come on.
Nah, DeAndre
Cappy just wanted DeAndre for like backup, just to
Right.
look like.
Yeah, but he would never instigate.
Right.
He would be like, I'm staying out of this, man.
Yeah.
Right, but Cappy would have been like, hey, DeAndre, just stand right behind me, like 2 feet.
No,
okay?
no.
Just stand there.
No, George, you got it all wrong.
Yeah.
I would have been like this. DeAndre, stand in front of me. DeAndre, stand in front of me, and I'm going to talk a whole bunch of crap from behind you. And if he comes after me, he got to go through you to get to me.
You haven't seen him since yesterday, right?
I have not seen him.
No, he's gone, I'm assuming, yeah.
He was here this morning.
Oh.
But no, I think we can close the chapter now.
Okay.
That I tried to be the professional.
Yeah.
And say, hey, man, like, why don't you tell me what the problem is? And by the way, maybe I owe you an apology.
Did you say it like that?
No.
Oh.
But
you remember exactly what you said?
I think if you would have said that,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah,
it would have
that's
opened
totally
a different door.
I
you
said,
know what I mean?
I said something to the effect of, like, why don't you tell me what the issue is?
See, now that's very
why.
confrontational.
Oh, yeah, you
That's
see,
completely
Cappy.
different.
Had you
By
just
the way-
said the other thing,
By the way,
different
I
story.
was not even remotely confrontational. And in
Sounds
fact,
like that,
and
though.
Right,
well,
but it's just like passive aggressive.
But guys, you got to also understand something. I don't remember exactly what was said, but I said, hey, I started it off with, hey, you having a good week? Like I was trying to break the ice.
Right, but he could be thinking, like, listen, Cappy, I've known you a long time. Like, I do think sometimes without you realizing it, your tone comes across kind of schmarmy.
Well, but I can tell you this. His tone came across as hostile.
Oh, no,
immediately.
I'm not disputing that. But
Yeah.
I'm just talking about how you say things can be received as schmarmy. Like, we kind of laugh it off because we know you. You know what I mean? But, like, look at you and McMiniman now. You guys
I was just gonna
are
say.
are super chummy now. But
There was a little
we
bit
had
of
to
a
wo-
rocky start.
We had to work on that. You know what I
There's
mean?
some beef.
You don't know about that, DeAndre?
Oh no, John Deere wasn't around back then. I don't
There's some
think.
beef.
Cappy,
Yeah.
would you say this is like a somewhat similar situation?
Well, no, because that one was more direct. Like that
Yeah.
happened on the air.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and I was able to understand that Dave did not like the way I asked the question to him because Dave felt like I was.
It implied something
like
else.
questioning his credibility or something.
So, but in this case, since I don't even know what the issue is,
you really
that
don't.
To me,
Cappy, it's what I told you though. It's clearly what
But George, if
I mean,
upset,
if I just Google it online, like you could find it on Twitter in a Twitter
I think
search.
there's an entire Reddit page for it now.
if you're
Is there?
upset,
I think so.
Let me tell you something right now.
The Fortenbaugh Kaplan feud?
Yes.
No way.
If
There
you're
is.
upset, listen to me. If you're upset
I gotta Google this.
about something that was said on Twitter in 2015 or 16,
Was it that long
you're-
ago?
That you're going to get hostile in a bathroom at the Super Bowl.
Oh, it was in
this
the
happened in the bathroom?
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Why would
That
you do it at the
yeah.
bathroom?
You gotta do that in front of people.
Well, wait a second. Hold on.
That's different.
Wait a second.
Wait a second. I walked into the bathroom,
And you ran into him there.
and I ran into him. I was at the sink. He was at the sink. So
That's just a weird place for that to go down.
I agree, but there's also nobody else in there except the two of us.
Do you know that?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not like I looked around and went, hey, I don't want to say anything. It's just that he was standing at the sink washing his
What if
hands.
there was somebody doing a duty?
Then they would have been entertained.
Right.
You know? Speaking of that, maybe I need to make a duty.
I mean, you always need to make a duty.
I still haven't worn those brand new white Skims yet.
Yeah, don't blame you. So anyway, you did this in the bathroom? Oh,
Yeah, I
That's
feel
where
like-
we ran into each other.
But I feel like the move would have been to hurry up and wash your hands really quickly,
And then just,
go
like, go
outside the
outside
bathroom
and do
wait
it.
for him to
Yeah,
come
yeah.
out.
Now, you know what? Let me tell you something right now. I think in the end, again, whatever was said on Twitter, by the way.
Right, but okay, I'm not defending him because I got you. Okay, you're my guy. All right. But what I would say to you is, just because it's said on Twitter, some people take that stuff seriously.
Okay,
like
okay,
you're
so-
doing it
so-
as a joke.
Look
and-
at the things that you say about when LeBron tweets just an emoji.
Okay, but listen, here's the thing. If something happens on Twitter, and let's say
you're saying you're dismissing it like it's not real life.
Let's just say this. You ready?
Yeah.
Hypothetically.
Yeah.
Let's say I would have said to him yesterday, hey, listen, could you let me in on what the problem is here, right? And let's just say he would have said this to me. Hey, look, man, I put out a tweet.
Hey, man.
You said something about my tweet, and guess what? It got me fired. Okay? Or how about this? Hey, I put out a tweet. You commented on my tweet. I didn't like what you said, and my girlfriend broke up with me over it. Like, of course, those are things that didn't happen. But had he said to me, hey, look, I'm going to tell you something. I wrote this. You said something. It did something to me. It hurt me in this way for whatever reason, and I'll never forgive you for it. At least at that point, I can say, my friend, I'm terribly sorry. I had no idea. You have my apology, but he wouldn't even tell me what the problem was.
Okay, but I it's probably not on there anymore because, I mean, Twitter's searches are really ridiculous these days, you post Elon. But I remember when this all went down in last year, right?
I think it was 2 years ago.
Right, 2023?
Yeah.
So it was, I remember finding it online and like the whatever back and forth you two had.
Here, I have a tweet that's like a reference. The
All right, let me hear
convo
it.
that you guys were, it's a tweet from you, and it says, this is the convo we were talking about at Mighty 1090 at Sided Debates. Joe Fortenbaugh of 95.7 The Game says Raiders will call San Diego home in the 2019 NFL season. Is he ... And then it goes to a sided poll that is no longer.
I love the product placement, Cappy.
It says when I click on the sided poll, it says page not found.
Right. Okay.
So it was something along the lines of like you questioning his
Right, you
report.
question his
So wait a second.
credibility. Yes.
So wait a second. I have a question for everybody.
Yes.
Sure.
Did the Raiders play in San Diego
They
that year?
did not.
Okay, so I have a question.
But what did he say? Do we know?
Well, I don't know. So
Right,
if-
but you posted a sided poll about it, so you did know then.
Well, right, but I don't remember it.
You
But
must
here's the
have
thing.
like said something on the air about like the results of said sided poll.
But here's the thing. If you're that thin-skinned about something that's a sports radio beef on Twitter, that man to man, you can't just say, hey, look, here's what happened. I said what I said to you on the radio.
Yeah.
I have no interest in being your friend. I
What
have no
year
interest
was this,
in being
Lindsay?
2018.
2018. Okay.
I have no interest in being your colleague. I have no interest in being professional around you. You can go F yourself. At least I'd have respect for the guy. But you see, now I know what he is.
What is he?
You can determine that for yourself. But I'll tell you this right now.
I don't mean to get you mad, Cappy. I just genuinely feel like this is something. I feel like we had talked about it, and I feel like it's very. In my opinion, I feel like, you need to be able,
I will say
he needs
this.
to be able to let
I'll
it
just
go.
say this, Cappy. Some people take themselves and their information very seriously. And not everybody likes the back and forth on social media. And, you love to stir the pot. You're a pot stirrer.
Well, you know what?
Scott the pot stirrer Kaplan.
Hey, look, I was standing right there. Opportunity was had. Didn't want to take it. I think going forward, like for me, again, I know everything I need to know about that guy. That's all I'm saying.
So you will not be
Oh, wow.
appearing
So I
with him on
found the
Clinton
tweet.
and
I found the
Friends.
tweet, too. Even Amy Trask chimed
That's what I
in
was
on
going to
it.
say. Amy Trask has got like some gifts involved in here and everything.
All right, I have no idea. I have no recollection. Tell me.
Yeah, she said, you asked the question that Lindsay asked. She says, I don't have, nor did I take a side. I simply shared what I heard from some league friends. And hi, and how are you? Please come out and check out Silent Debates, even if you didn't take a side by clicking the link. Will do, but please don't promote it by suggesting I took a side, she said, because I didn't. Looking
Okay.
forward to checking it out. Yeah, why were you trying to imply she took a side, Captain?
I have no recollection. None, zero.
What are you, like Ronald Reagan in the Iran-Contra affair? I have no recollection.
I got
What are you,
nothing.
Rafael Palmero, like in front of
I
Congress?
did not do steroids. I did not. I have no idea what you're talking about, Congressman.
It literally says, take a side, click the link. But the side of the poll
Mark
is gone.
McGuire now all of a sudden? I have no
Steroids
recollection.
is bad. Yeah, I have no
so
recollection.
that's what this is about. The guy takes himself seriously. And, hey, man, different strokes for different folks. You know what I mean?
So he said something on the air and is like a report or whatever. He said the Raiders were going to play in San Diego, and you said, no, I don't think so. And you presented the information. You put a sided poll out there and asked people to participate, and then you spoke about the results of the sided poll on your show, and that upset him.
Well,
That's what it
guess
sounds
what?
like.
Guess what? For a guy who's been in sports radio like he has, he should also understand that that's what we do, number one. Number two, I'm not mad at him for what he said. Actually made for great radio.
Oh, it was amazing.
It made for great radio.
Yeah.
So, and I would have told him that too.
You're listening to KSP in Los Angeles, by the way.
But he got hostile.
Mm-hmm.
Real upset. So I told him, I
upset
said,
that you guys could not like iron this out and just kind of kill it and have it be over with.
Well, I tried.
And this,
In the bathroom?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what does that matter?
Hashtag awkward.
Awkward. I feel like I'm the only piece of information, and when I know we want to move on from this.
Yeah, and we got a break.
The only piece of information I want to know is like what you said, because you just said what you said two completely different ways,
well,
and that can
I didn't record it.
No, I know.
And I don't
know.
have exact memory
How
of
about,
exactly
Cappy, let's
what
do
was
this.
said.
We can finish. We got 30 minutes of nonstop, but we got to
Yeah.
go to break, dude. We're like way over. All right, let's finish this later. Cappy's Caplanadas in New Orleans, and we got Super Bowl, we got Lakers. We didn't get to any of the stuff I wanted to get to about Luka. All that coming up next.
Running back, quarterback. Nah.
I'm Doug Hopkins.
And I'm Damon Lyons.
And we want to buy your house.
With over 30 years in the business and more than 20,000 real estate transactions, Seller's Advantage offers a much better buying experience.
We don't charge agent fees, you pay no commissions, and you make no repairs. Seller's Advantage will show you a no obligation as-is cash offer and can close in just a few days.
Just check out our Google reviews and see for yourself.
Call Seller's Advantage today or visit sellersadvantage.com.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Transforming LAX. This February, NextGen is making it easy to show someone you care with their Buy a Membership, Give a Membership special. When you sign up to become a NextGen VIP, you'll have the opportunity to gift someone you care about a 6-month VIP membership absolutely free. With a NextGen membership, you'll both enjoy priority service, exclusive discounts, and peace of mind all year long. Don't wait. Call 833-3-NEXTGEN today to take advantage of this limited time offer.
NEXGEN. Call 833-3-NEXTGEN.
This is the city, Los Angeles, California. It's 5 p.m. in the Southland.
Turn it up, man.
Time to blow that 5 o'clock whistle with Sedano and Cappy.
That's right, it's the 5 o'clock hour on Sedano and Cap. And it's time for 30 minutes non-stop.
Sedano and Cap on 710 ESPN.
With fun and frivolity, tomfoolery and hijinks, and Cappy doing his thing, thanks to our friends at Real Father's Rights. Real Father's Rights, the father's rights attorney.
Visit rfr710.com or call 833-ESPN-710.
Let's do it, 5 o'clock in the Southland.
30 minutes of non-stop Sedano and Cap starts now.
You ready for this? And time for the Real Father's Rights 5 o'clock hour on 710 ESPN. Let's do it, Jack.
Beep, ba da boop.
Yeah.
Do da da da. Ba da ba. Big da boo, ba da ba. No Fortinbaugh talk. Bidding boo bop.
Soft.
Cappy. We have 30 more minutes here of nonstop action here on the show.
Okay.
What is a fair is the proper word here, okay? That is the particular word I want to focus on. A fair amount of time that we should give the chemistry to be resolved on this new Lakers squad. What is a fair amount of time? A reasonable amount of time, Cappy.
Okay, for me to properly answer that question, I need to answer at least the beginning of this question with
a question. Yes.
Yep.
I know.
When do we see the new look Lakers?
I'm assuming Monday, if I had to guess.
Okay, so let's just do some math here. Monday is February 10th.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to tell you, George, that it's going to take approximately 15 games to get it all together. To get Luka healthy, which hopefully he will be, to get him in uniform, to have him, walk through with LeBron, with JJ, etc. I would say that it's going to take very little time for Luka to get on the court and start dropping shots. But the bigger question is about the center and about, what it is that they expect from him, what it is they want from him. Because here's the thing, George. If I took a bunch of musicians that have never played together before and I said, hey, guys, we're all going to play this song. Everybody knows the song, right? And they go, yeah, we all know the song. But have we ever played it together? No, we've never played it together. But everybody knows the song, right? So the guitar player knows his part, the bass player knows his part, the drum player knows his part, the singer knows the words. Hey, we can perform the song, but can we be tight? And I would tell you that it's going to take about 15 rehearsals for the Lakers in their entirety to get it together. So my date for you, February 10th, is Monday. And I would say approximately Sunday, March 16th, they play against Phoenix. That'll give you about a month. And I'd say it'll take a month to create the kind of chemistry it's going to take to make a playoff run. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, that sounds fair. Look at you, Cappy, being reasonable and fair. Yeah, I think that makes sense. A month is about like 20 games, give or take. Yeah, that to me is a reasonable amount of time. And by the way, I think most of that will be more of a defensive thing, less of an offensive thing.
If they can put this team together on this Monday with all the new pieces, by the time they get to Sunday, March 16th against Phoenix, that'll be 16 full games. 16 games.
Mm-hmm.
And then, by the way, Sunday, March 16th is my date. The last regular season game is Sunday, April 13th. So 15 games to get it together, and then 15 games to excel from where they are right now. So we're talking about a grand total here of about 32 games remaining in the season. Maybe 33, 34 unofficial count. But it's going to take half of those games to put the team together and get to know how to play with each other. and then it's going to take the second half of that. Presumably, everybody's healthy. And the second half of the second half.
Yeah,
of the
I mean,
season.
health obviously is the biggest key of all of this, right? Yeah, and by the way, I understand why they wouldn't play Luka tomorrow, because the Pacers they like to play at a fast pace, okay?
Well, they're the Pacers.
Right. I mean, they haven't always played at a fast pace. Sometimes
I know,
at a
I
slow
know.
pace, actually. Hence the Pacers, right? But
I mean, a pace is a pace.
What a dumb name for a team.
Well, not in Indianapolis.
Oh, okay, I get you right.
Yeah,
like
the
the
pace car.
races?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a little dumb.
Way to
So
put 2 and 2 together there, George. Indianapolis 500.
yeah.
I had
pace
no
car.
idea, to be honest.
Yeah.
This is news to me. Thank you. I learned something
I mean,
today.
why are they the Cavaliers?
Because there's a Cavalier. Like a Cavalier, like a, what are the, like
Yeah, but what is that like native to Ohio or something? Cavaliers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
Just
why
like the
are
Vikings are native to Minnesota.
Well,
I mean, it's very Nordic looking over there. That's for sure. I mean, have you ever been there? I mean, you can see that. That's for sure.
I mean, they didn't change the name of the Lakers when they moved to L.A.
Right? They didn't. What would they have done differently had they? Could you imagine it'd be a different
The
team?
Oceaners.
The Oceaners? No.
Not a bad thing.
The
I mean, if you want to
Surfers?
stick with
LA
the body of water.
Surfers? Yeah. LA Surf? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? It wouldn't have resonated the same.
So
clearly.
go back to this
anyway,
question.
So yes, the Pacers play at a very fast pace. Luka's coming off a calf thing, right? That he has been working his way back from. You don't want the first game to be a track meet. Okay? You know what you want your first game to be? Against a Utah team that's basically playing a G League team because they want Cooper Flagg so bad. Okay?
By the way, did you see that dunk that Cooper Flagg had the other night where he's just rolling towards the basket and there's a defender in front of him and he goes up and over him and just boom, right in his face and then stands there and he doesn't want to taunt the other player, but he's kind of in his face and he kind of can't help it. Did you see this dunk I'm talking about?
Dude, there's no way you watched a Duke basketball game. You definitely saw it in a highlight.
No, he's a highlight, of course.
Yeah, I wasn't watching
He's
a
watching
Duke
no Duke
basketball game.
basketball.
I have better things to do in my life.
You're a basketball insider now,
Hey,
man. You know?
hey, DeAndre, it's
Well,
just
he is the number one pick. You should probably watch him play a few times.
Yeah, I mean, it's just following on social media.
Okay, I hear you.
Just like Magic did. He said that he's never seen him play live or in person or watched the game, but he's been watching the film.
Yeah.
Cabby,
So,
you
George-
getting cut-ups of Cooper Flagg?
I mean, if ESPN will send me the cut-ups, I'll watch them.
I mean, I could probably make that happen for you.
I would really appreciate that.
You want some second spectrum stuff?
I'll take second spectrum, third spectrum, and fourth spectrum.
You need
Take
that
all them
slack
spectrums.
logging,
I'll get you the stuff Legler gets.
Okay, I'd love to see it. I'd like to break down some film myself.
Cabby would be like, first of all, you wouldn't even know how to use the technology. Let's start with that part. We can't even get you to use Disney Plus right.
I know, but you'd be impressed with me here today.
Yeah.
Because, for the last 3 days, I've been using this ESPN Airstream here on Radio Row.
Right.
Today, I had to do everything on my own.
Yeah.
So I'm a man on an island all by myself, and I'm half hosting this show and half engineering this show. And by the way, let me say something.
Mm-hmm.
Is a sad-ass place
Yes.
to be at right now on Radio Row in the Convention Center here in New Orleans. George, there are forklifts
Yeah, we can hear him backing up.
all around me.
No, I
There
know.
are
Yeah,
forklifts.
yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4 forklifts around me
Yeah.
being operated by these gentlemen who are breaking down the really big sets here. And I am sitting here. There are probably, if I had to guess, 300 tables. And I promise you, 1, 2, 3, 4 of us are here.
You want to buy an Airstream? Sedano Kap Airstream?
Oh,
I
that'd
would
be
love
amazing.
to. God,
That'd
I
be
would love
amazing.
to.
Or like the Tequila Mandala bus that they have, where they get it's like a little party and you can hang
They
out
took
in
the
there.
Sprinter
and serve
van and they
yeah,
converted it.
Yeah, that'd be
A
cool.
little Sedano Kap Airstream would be
Yeah.
I love that idea. Or just a big RV would work for me.
cool. Yeah. You want me to get a quote?
Sure. And then what we could do is we could wrap it, put our big mugs all over it,
Yeah.
and then we could tour Southern California and do broadcasts wherever we want to.
By the way, really quick, can I tell you the origin of the Cavaliers? I looked it up.
I mean,
Do you want to know?
Go
Cappy,
ahead.
you want to know, don't you?
Oh, I'm dying to know.
Okay, so when they started the team, the owner had a name the team contest in the Plain Dealer, the local newspaper. And this guy drew a swashbuckler and wrote an essay about how the name represents a group of daring, fearless men whose life pact was never surrender, no matter what the odds.
all right, cool.
So there you go.
There you have it. So, Cappy,
you
want him to play against Utah because Utah stinks, basically.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of makes sense.
Yep. I agree with that. I'm just so curious to see I kind of feel like we know what we're going to get with Luka because we've all watched Luka.
Yeah.
We saw him last year in the finals.
Yeah.
But previous to that, I mean, he's one of the true stars of the
Yeah,
league.
he had taken the team to the conference finals a couple years earlier, right?
And again, even if you don't watch the game, like I know DeAndre barely watches basketball. He's just more of a highlights guy. But if you're just watching highlights, you would see Luka every night on SportsCenter.
Yeah.
So you know what you're going to get from Luka. As a matter of fact, when you look at what De'Aaron Fox did in his debut down in San Antonio, that's what you're going to get out of Luka. You're going to get the same Luka that was, the scoring, centerpiece in Dallas. You're going to get the same Luka in a Laker uniform. The bigger question for me is about Mark Williams, and it's a bigger question because, and I told you this the other day, I don't know his game. I don't watch Charlotte Hornets basketball.
Well, look, I told you he's what Luka likes: a vertical threat. Can set a screen. Finish at the rim. I went back to watch more of his defense. Like the counting stats will tell you he's a good deterrent at the rim. The more I watched him, though, I was kind of like, I don't know. Now look, maybe because they have so much length in Rui and DFS and Vando that he can play. He's going to be around better defenders, certainly, than he was in Charlotte. But what I saw in Charlotte, the more I watched, I was like, okay. Well, let's see what it looks like with a Laker team,
So you're not impressed with what you've seen so far?
Okay, don't put words in my mouth.
I'm questioning.
I said that what I saw on video did not necessarily match up what I saw within, like, the box score, is what I would say. Like, as far as impact.
Okay. Because when you said, that sort of made me think that you weren't as impressed.
Well, no, it wasn't that I wasn't so impressed. I questioned, like, wait a second. That's why you can't just look at a guy's stat line. You know what I mean? Like, you got to see, what those blocks mean, for example.
Okay. Because all I heard was.
Yes, I know. Clearly, we assessed that.
And then I thought that had a certain definition, but apparently that's not what you intended.
No, it was kind of like I was pausing. I was hitting the brakes, Cappy.
Let me hear it. Let me hear it one more time. Oh, you see the end of it too, where you really screech on the brakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
May I ask a really probably dumb question?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything to make of the fact that like he averages or he's currently averaging like 24 minutes per game?
What do you mean?
Like it's an 8.
Yeah, I mean they played a number of different centers.
Okay.
They played a couple different guys.
That's what I mean. Like, is it something where like he's going to be playing more, so it's going to his stats should be better, or
I don't know how much more he's. I mean, he's probably going to play 25 plus. I would say under 30, but more than 25, so not that much more.
If you look at what he's averaging this year, then the fact that he is only playing about 25 minutes is kind of good, right? Particularly.
I mean, listen, again. I just think that, I'm not worried about him offensively. Like, offensively, he's fine. I'm just saying that defensively, when I say, 1.2 blocks in 25 minutes or 23 minutes or whatever it is, I'm like, that's pretty damn good. That's like 2.5 blocks if he played a whole game. And then I watched the actual games. You know what I mean?
And you didn't see it.
And I just said, well, like, is he like, meeting somebody at the summit? You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't a lot of that. You know what I mean?
Is it garbage time?
It's not like, no, it's just not like. It's just like, like he's getting like these like just okay, I don't want to generalize.
Unimpactful?
I would say that some of them were not. It's not like he's Rudy Gobert is what I'm saying, okay? He's not AD.
Okay.
Like he's fine on defense.
He's all right?
He's fine.
Well, everyone's like he's a defensive force.
Who said that?
I don't know. That's like what the overview is on him.
No,
like, he's
I
really
wouldn't call him a
defense.
defensive force. Now, again, I think in context he's playing with a bunch of dudes that don't play good defense, right? So when he's playing with a bunch of dudes that play good defense, and DeAndre knows because he knows ball,
that's right.
Okay?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
So when you're playing with a bunch of dudes that know how to play defense, like Vando, like Dorian Finney-Smith, like Rui, like LeBron, like I think that maybe he can be more impactful. Maybe he's not as impactful because he's got to cover a lot of ground for a bunch of dudes who don't play a lick of defense. So, again, I need to see it within the construct of what they have. But when I saw what I saw, I was like, oh, wait, that kind of made me have a little bit of a pause, is what I would say. Just a tiny bit.
Well, I'll just say this. Like, when I looked at his numbers, and I don't have them sitting in front of me, but when I looked at his numbers, he was averaging like 16, maybe 17 points per game. I want to say in the neighborhood of like 8 to 9 rebounds per game.
10 almost, yeah.
Okay, so here's the deal. My guess is that he's not likely to average anywhere near 16 points a game. Just a guess.
Probably not, if I had to guess, yeah.
Because-
Probably closer to like 12, 13.
Because the thing is that I don't know that they're going to, quote-unquote, need his scoring as opposed to needing him to be a good defensive player. They're going to have enough offensive firepower between LeBron, Luka, Reeves.
So here, look, Daniel Gafford averages 12.5 points a game. I would imagine that's probably what he's going to average.
And can we be honest? He played in, I mean, no disrespect, but he played in Charlotte. And the workload he had to do in Charlotte, like Sedano was saying, like he was out of position a lot of times, and guys were getting blown by. And then when you have to overhelp, it gets him out of position. And I mean, obviously with the scoring, yeah, he's averaging 16 or 17 or how much he was averaging with the Charlotte Hornets. That's because he was their second other option along with LaMelo Ball.
So what you're saying is that he's consistently beat down the court, not really like super physical, no second efforts defensively, and he's kind of light in the post.
Wow. Is that what you're saying,
Oh,
George?
wow.
Is that what you're saying,
Who
George?
wrote that?
George, are you saying that? Because Lindsay
That was
just
my
fed it to
analysis,
ChatGPT.
okay?
Look that up.
That was my analysis.
ChatGPT just told Lindsay all that.
No. This is my analysis from the film. I just watched the film.
Really? It's not what you were reading?
Oh, no,
Because it kind of sounded to me like this. Fight on.
Fight on. Well, I did see there was a clip of when I was doing like show prep the other day after they had traded him, and I always like to do like a Twitter search. I did like Twitter search Mark Williams. The first thing that came up was this clip of like the Hornets local broadcaster. Like I guess he's probably the equivalent of like Trudell or like Geeter, and he's complaining. This was from a couple days ago. He's complaining that he had the worst effort. He had terrible effort and like the worst game he had ever seen from a center ever.
Yeah.
And so like, and I don't know if that kind of went like viral or like, is that a big deal?
I mean,
you want to hear it,
just,
Cappy? You want to hear
could
it?
just
Don't
be
you?
one
I would
game.
love to hear
Go ahead.
So there's audio?
Yeah.
All right.
Here's the thing, Shannon. I'm just going to say it. Like, I'm okay when shots are missed. I'm okay when errors happen. But if there's at least effort, I can live with those things. Mark Williams has put together a first half that I've never seen from a starting center at the NBA level. Heck, even maybe the college level. He was so poor from an effort perspective today that they had to switch him off of Jonas Valanciunas, and then he was giving up wide open threes because he wasn't hustling out to contest threes. The effort has to be better. You might be down 23 points. Whatever. But the effort has to be better. This is a Washington Wizards team that's dead last in offense and dead last in defense. And they are beating you by 23 points on your home floor because you don't feel like moving.
What?
This is crazy. And Mark Williams, if you're going to be the center of a franchise where they've invested in you and they have planned for you to be a core piece of what they're going to be moving forward, that effort is unacceptable.
Wow.
Think about that, Cappy.
Right, but some of that is young player, bad team, bad habits. And I said that when they made the trade. He's going to have a lot of bad habits they're going to have to shake out of him.
And can I be honest too? Like 77 points, they're getting blown out by how many? Like that's not all on him.
Correct.
Come on,
Yes.
like what's realistic? That's not all on him.
That-
And plus,
100%.
him not contesting a 3-point shot, like. First of all, I don't think when he
I don't
comes
want
with
him out there.
I don't think J.J. Redick is going to put in a defensive scheme to where we're switching Mark Williams on a guard. He should be in drop. I mean, this is basketball term. He should be in drop coverage, meaning that.
Yeah, Cappy, you know drop coverage?
Of course I do.
It's kind of like a slot cut.
No, not at all.
Not even close to a slot cut.
Sorry.
Really,
I meant it's the opposite.
Yeah.
Just like light in the paint.
Can I call a quick little 30-second timeout here?
Sure.
So I mentioned to you guys that where I am right now is a pathetic, sad state of affairs.
This is, by the way, this is exactly why I tell you I will never go back to Radio Row, and I've been telling you for years.
Well,
and yet you have tried to convince me every year to go, and I'm like, absolutely not.
Well,
this is the proverbial squirrel that George was talking about the other day.
I will never be back here on a Friday ever again.
On a Friday.
Okay, right.
Yeah. Just a Friday.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Not only are there these forklifts everywhere that are tearing things down and moving things, they opened up these doors here at this New Orleans Convention Center.
Mm-hmm.
There must be 100 pigeons inside the convention center right now.
Forget about squirrels. Pigeons.
Right. flying around.
Not even a squirrel.
And this one pigeon was flying right at me, and it looked like three-dimensional. Like it's coming at me,
Wait,
but
it's three-dimensional.
No, but it's 25 feet away, then it's 20 feet away, 15, 10, and the thing is coming right at me.
Yeah, we got to get you out of there.
and as the bird decides he's not going to run right into my face, the bird like takes a little turn to the right, and what I'm worried about is the bird is going to drop a giant one
I
on
was
me.
just going to say he's going to poop on you.
Dude, a bird almost hit me in San Francisco. A pigeon, like literally, I was crossing a crosswalk. Like I had the way, like the light change so I could go. And this pigeon, like,
no,
I swear to God, I had to duck.
This pigeon.
I had to duck because I could feel like the flapping of the wings next to my head.
Come here, pigeon. Come here, little pigeon. I'm gonna try now.
Gotta
I'm gonna
do a
try and
bird-
pick this
do a
pigeon
bird
up.
whisper.
I'm gonna try and pick this pigeon up. and
No,
bring him
don't
over
do
here.
that, dude. They're like
Yeah, they
they're
have
like
diseases.
They're like rats with
yeah.
wings.
You're kidding me.
Yes.
What? You don't know that?
Well,
they literally are like
I'll
rats
tell you
with
guys,
wings. They have all the diseases and rabies and
When-
the
when-
bird
when-
flu.
When I was a little kid, true story, when I was a little kid, my grandfather, behind our house, he had what was called a pigeon coop.
Yeah.
And inside, my grandfather must have had 200, 300 pigeons. But these were the kinds of pigeons that he would put them in a cage. We'd put them in the back of the truck, and we would drive about 2 hours away. And then we'd get out of the truck, he'd open up the cage,
And let him go.
and then he'd let him go.
Yeah.
And then we would drive home.
Did he
and
get
by the
paid to
time
do
we got
this?
home, say again,
Did
Lindsay?
he get paid to do this?
No, it was his hobby.
What?
He raced pigeons. So we would go drive 2 hours away. He would open up these cages. The pigeons would fly out. And by the time we got home, the pigeons were all home. So I feel very comfortable, George, around the pigeon.
Oh, okay.
Did he train them?
My grandfather trained these things.
So you know how to train them because it's in your blood.
That's
Yeah.
why I'm saying, come
You're
here,
a
little
pigeon
pigeon.
trainer.
Come here, little pigeon. Come here, little pigeon.
So he knows better than to poop on you.
I mean, it's like you ever drive your car and you see a bird and you're like, oh, my God, I'm going to hit that bird, but the bird moves at the last second because you're not going to move? That's what the bird did. He was coming right at me, and then at the last second, he took off. But I was worried he was going to drop one on me.
We got to get you out of there.
Yeah. Wow, a Sedano sigh.
Why don't you tell us about real father's rights then?
You want me to?
Oh, actually, yeah, we still have like 8 minutes, but I mean, you might as well do it now. We can switch gears to talk football.
How about I'm not going to tell you about real father's rights?
Oh, no?
I'm going to refuse.
Okay.
But what I will do is
Pigeons?
I'll tell you about seller's advantage.
Oh, then it's seller's advantage. Yeah, sorry, that's true. Sorry,
Okay.
listen, Cappy. You know
It's
what
been
I
a
mean?
long week.
He was focused on the pigeons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You squirreled me.
Yep. I pigeonholed you.
Yes.
Hey, everybody, listen. If you are thinking about selling your house, and everybody's got a different reason to do that, but I'll just say this right now. If you've ever thought about selling your house, it would actually help a lot of people if you decided to sell it right now. I don't have to tell you that what has happened in L.A. in the last 3 weeks, there are a lot of people that need homes and are looking. So if you have thought about selling your house, not to be so opportunistic, but now would be a really good time. So for whatever reason you're selling your house, kids have grown up and they've moved out, folks have left you a home that you don't want to live in and you don't want to pay property taxes for, or maybe it's just time for a change, Seller's Advantage can help. So what Seller's Advantage is going to do for you is this. They're going to come to your home. They're going to look around. They're going to make you a competitive cash offer. You're going to know that the house next to you sold for X, and they're going to offer you whatever the number is. And by the way, you don't have to put any money into your house. You don't have to paint. You don't have to clean the carpets. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to fix the tiles on the floor because Seller's Advantage wants to buy the home as is. And for you, that's great because you're going to get the money you want. They'll close in days. The deal's not going to fall through. It's a cash transaction. So Seller's Advantage has been doing this for years. You've probably seen the billboards all over L.A. You've probably seen the television commercials. Now's your time to call. 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, or sellersadvantage.com. There you have it, George.
Thank you, Cappy. Sorry, Mateo FaceTimed me here. He said I left one of my glasses. I tried to explain to him I have several pairs of glasses at home.
Oh, what a sweetie.
Yeah.
What a sweetie.
Mateo, who's going to win the Super Bowl? Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs, or the Eagles?
The
the Chiefs.
Oh, no.
But they're not playing right now.
No, they'll play Sunday, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. How about, like, who's going to be the MVP? Patrick Mahomes? He going to be the best player? No, you need to speak, bro.
Yeah, this is radio, Mateo.
Okay. I got to go, all right? See you later.
All right, see you later. Got to go.
All right,
Drop link the W.
George, let me hear what you have planned for your Super Bowl viewing. Now, by the way, maybe I'm making an assumption.
I'm going to be on a plane from Milwaukee.
I was going to say, maybe you're not watching the Super Bowl.
No, I am. I'm watching the Super Bowl. It's the second time in my life that I'm watching the Super Bowl on a plane.
Okay, tell me the story.
If you end up getting one of those planes that doesn't have like the seats in you,
No, I've already checked. American Airlines.
Okay.
I'm on an American Airlines flight through Phoenix, and they have live TV on. You
I
can
know.
you have to do it on you have to do it on one of your devices.
Just
though.
making sure.
Where
Well, yeah,
are you
that's no
going?
fun when you have to do it on your own device. You better
What
bring an
game are you
iPad.
what game are you
Yeah, I
going
have
to
my laptop
broadcast?
with me. I am doing Hubie Brown's last game, but on ESPN Radio. He's doing the TV with Mike Breen and Lisa Salters. I'm calling the game on ESPN Radio, but I was happy because I want to be there for his last game. As you know, I love him to death. Like, he is an incredible human being. He's been so, really helpful in my life as I've worked in basketball. And just the storytelling that a guy like that, 91 years old, can tell you about, from, Elgin Baylor to Kobe Bryant, you know what I mean? And everywhere in between is just unheard of. Just so you can sit with someone like that, the times I have over the last decade or so, you cherish every moment of it. So I want to go in there, and I want to pop into the green room when they're done with their interviews, but when I'm done with mine, give them a big hug, a kiss on the cheek, and tell them I love them.
What game is it? You'll have to excuse me for not knowing which game it is.
It'll be Sixers-Bucks in Milwaukee, and the reason it's that is because Hubie started his NBA career as an assistant in Milwaukee.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So the game is when?
Sunday. So I am flying on a red-eye Saturday because I've got this Laker-Pacers game tomorrow. Red-eye to Chicago, driving to Milwaukee. It's like an hour. And I'm going to go probably get a workout in at the hotel because I don't think sleeping will help.
No.
And so then you're going
to do the broadcast on Sunday.
On ESPN Radio, which means you can hear it on the ESPN LA app. You won't be able to hear it on ESPN here on 710.
Okay, so what
because
time?
we're basically, and I love Greg. I appreciate it. But, he's not bringing in a board op just to do my game. So.
Okay, what time are you going to be done with the basketball broadcast?
So the basketball broadcast is a 1 o'clock Central tip. Which means I'll be done, no later than 4 by the time I get out of there.
Who are you calling the game with?
With Kalen Azabuki, who is the Warriors TV guy.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah.
So wait, I'm trying to think of what time the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl
kicks off.
starts at 5. Will kick off about 5:35, 5:40 Central Time,
Okay.
and that is exactly when my flight will take off.
Okay, so you're going to be watching the Super Bowl on an airplane on your phone.
Correct. No, on my laptop.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Got it. And so have you already checked to see what the meal is on the plane?
Yes, it is like some sort of lime chicken breast with some spicy rice and stuff
Okay.
and beans. It looks delicious.
No
actually.
festive Super Bowl food though.
Right, no Kansas City barbecue?
I don't know. I mean, that
That's
was
too
what
bad.
they offered. So I thought of the offerings, I thought that was the best one.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
No Philly cheesesteaks of any kind?
They did have some sort of beef sandwich, but it didn't look. I mean, this is one of the special ones that they don't have on every flight. So
Yeah.
I went with that because I figured it would taste better.
Do you think that the flight attendants are aware that the Super Bowl's going on while they're in the air?
Of course they do.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't say everyone because some people don't like sports.
Yeah.
Remember, we have 330 million people in this country,
Well, that's what I was
approximately.
thinking. I feel like
and
sometimes...
about 110 watch the Super
Right.
Bowl. So yeah, that's literally only 2/3 of the country doesn't even care.
Sometimes I forget that not everybody has this life that we are, where it's we're so entrenched in sports that some people have no idea that it's going on.
Yeah. So Cap,
Who are those people?
If it
Don't
was
trust
not
them.
if it was not Hubie Brown's last game, and the
Yeah.
chances of me running into him again are very
Yeah.
slim after that because I will be busy. Hubie will be back home in Atlanta. I don't think I'll be popping through Atlanta anytime soon. So I want to make sure that I give him a big hug and a big kiss on the cheek.
Well, take advantage of that opportunity, George, because I will tell you this, that when you get to work around legends, Hubie Brown certainly is that. You just never know. And, I've told you the story many times about Dick Enberg, who I was very close to. And, at 81 years old, he was getting ready to board a flight to Boston to go visit with his family. And they're sitting at the airport waiting for him, and he never shows up.
Yeah.
and they have to have somebody go to his house, and they find that Dick, sadly, had literally dropped dead.
Yeah.
And 81 years old today seems young. And I don't mean like 15 young or like Bill Belichick's girlfriend 24 young. I just mean 81 today doesn't seem as old as it used to seem.
Yeah, and here's the deal. So for sure, mortality is obviously a thing. And, Hubie has had a rough last 2 years. So he's lost 2 of his children.
Oh, wow.
In tragic ways.
Oh.
And he's lost his wife.
Oh, my.
So he's got one daughter left, Molly, who we love, and Molly gets him. Molly always takes time off from games, from her work to take him to games over the last several years. But, Hubie, at 91, even though he's still sharp as a tack, because remember I told you I did a playoff game with him last year, and he was unbelievable. It just physically he can't move around the same way anymore.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing that he's actually flying from Atlanta to Milwaukee.
Yeah, I believe they're getting him the PJ.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
He deserves it.
Yep.
He sure does.
So.
Well, good for you, man.
Yeah, so I'm very excited, to be part of that in any way, shape, or form, even though I won't be on the direct broadcast. I'm just happy to be there on that day.
Yeah, it's special. It really is.
Yeah, honestly, if it wasn't his last game, I would have told the ESPN radio people, like, hey man, I got too many other games.
Hey man,
I love the opportunity,
game,
but
babe.
I think I'm going to pass on this one.
Babe, can't do this game broadcast, man.
Yeah, but but that was it. There was really no. Once I saw the date, I was like, yep, I'm in.
All right.
So that's that, Cappy. So yeah, I'll be watching on a plane, and then I would imagine you will be watching in South.
Yeah,
who will be at the South house?
Well, see, here's the problem I have when it comes to watching the Super Bowl. I would personally prefer to sit at home, watch the game, watch the commercials, watch the halftime, watch the post game.
Right.
I'd like to do that on my own. And when I say
I
on my
would
own,
too. That's why I love the plane part of it, because I won't have anybody like bugging me.
Right. So, but here's the problem. There's no chance Rachel is going to say, "Yeah, great. Order up all that Kansas City barbecue you think is so cute. Order up all those cheesesteak sandwiches that you think is so fun, and let's you and me sit here on the couch and watch the game with our sons." She's more likely to want to go to a Super Bowl party because she's probably not at all into it. So now I have to consider, do I take Rachel to a Super Bowl party where she can be entertained and I can sit there and watch the game? So I'm still very much up in the air. The one thing I do know about Super Bowl Sunday is I have not run, George, or gone for a jog in probably a year.
Mm-hmm. Are you doing that marathon thing or whatever?
And on Sunday I'm supposed to do a 10K. And not that a 10K is a marathon or an ultra marathon.
No, it's just like a quickie.
It's a 6-mile run, and it's even if you run it slow, it's an hour and change. So a few of our listeners heard me say that I was going to do this in an effort to try and raise a couple bucks for victims of the fire.
Mm-hmm.
So I've raised, and I say I've raised, 2 people have sent me money. One guy sent me $550 in cash, and another guy sent me a $200 check. So I've got $750. I'm going to go out and do this 10K, and then next week I plan on giving this money to somebody who works at our radio station whose family lost it all and could probably use the help.
Yeah.
So that's my plan.
Awesome, Cappy. All right, Cappy. Well, we got to run here because we are done with our 30 minutes nonstop here.
Yep.
And then you and I will do Big Deal or No Deal, and then we will do Dealer's Choice and get up on out of here. Okay.
Right on.
So let's do that. We will step aside here in just a moment. Big Deal or No Deal is next.
Hey, it's Mace. Monster Monday on Mason and Ireland.
I'm Doug Hopkins.
And I'm Damon Lyons.
And we want to buy your house.
After 30 years and more than 20,000 transactions, Seller's Advantage knows how to get you more for your home.
No agent fees, no commissions, just an as-is cash offer.
Call Seller's Advantage or visit sellersadvantage.com.
With the devastating fires that have struck Southern California, there are options for you if you're dealing with food insecurity. It is the LA Regional Food Bank. You can go to lafoodbank.org/fire. We are also looking for collections from you. All kinds of stuff needed for people that are dealing with the fire right now. Please join us in helping our friends and neighbors who are dealing with this tragedy.
Right on time for Valentine's Day. It's the quickie she'll brag about for weeks. Or pick from their collection of unique modern designs or go to their flower subscription, the #1 husband life hack, and be the hero every month. You can't go wrong. Bouqs, not just flowers. They're flowers that are cut fresh where they grow the best, so you get bigger, brighter blooms that last longer. She will be blown away by how stunning they are. Valentine's Day, February 14th, right after the big game, so don't fumble the flowers. Get your order in now. Go to Bouqs.com. Use my promo code ESPN for 25% off. That's BOUQS.com. Promo code ESPN. Bouqs. Promo code ESPN.
Game day excitement starts at Lazy Dog Restaurants. Join them at LA Live before or after the game, or catch the action on TV at any of their locations. Enjoy handcrafted food, craft beers and drinks, and the best seats outside the arena. LazyDogRestaurants.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it. Did you know that 1 in 4 people seeking treatment for ED are under 40? So you're not alone. And even better, Hims can help. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/joy. It all starts with an online intake form. From there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. Through hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
This is Los Angeles.
The city of angels. It's Hollywood. Star effing driven town. It's showtime.
Magic down the middle, just what I thought. A hook shot at 12. Go!
It's Lake Show.
Where the spotlight never fades and the stars shine the brightest.
A town known for big names and big moments.
Back to LeBron. They're going back and forth here, up and down. LeBron to the rim, another one. 2 tomahawk dunks.
Because in LA, it's not only about the game.
It's about the stars that make history in the city of champions.
This for me is a fresh start. I get to play in LA. I get to play for the Lakers and many, many legends pass here, many championships. So that's my goal.
LA's new superstar goes by the name of Luka, and he plays right here
on the ESPN LA Lakers radio network.
Star effing driven town.
Sedano and Kap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN. It's 6:30 p.m. Big deal or no deal. Take it away, Sedano.
Thanks, Christopher. All right, Lindsay, you take it away.
Thanks, Sedano. Also, it's not 6:30, it's 5:30.
Wow, that happened fast, you know?
What?
Take it away, Sedano. No, you take it away, Lindsay. I mean, just boom, boom, boom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I read this story, what is this from here? CBS News, about the San Juan Islands off the coast of Washington State. So county workers were asking for pay raises, right? But the county did not have enough money to give their workers the pay raises, so they decided instead to reduce employees' work weeks from 5 days a week to 4 days a week and just getting the same amount of money. So this went into effect recently, and it actually saved San Juan County nearly $1 million. People are applying for jobs more, the turnover rate is down, and the workers seem much happier too. So I want to ask you guys, I feel like this is a pretty big deal. If you were given the choice to get a raise or only work 4 days but keep the same amount of pay, which one would you choose?
Okay, so 4 days.
Say right now you're getting paid X amount of money to do the radio show 5 days, right?
Right, but same money, I get to work 4 days.
Yes.
Or
you get a raise, and you still and you work the 5 days. Do you want the money or you want the day off?
Oh, I'd want the day off.
Same.
Me too.
Yeah.
No question. DeAndre, what about you?
I mean, you're young. Go get the money, dog.
Exactly. I might go get the money.
Go get the money.
I might
It's
get
all good.
that paper.
I ain't mad at you.
Yeah.
If I were 25, I would have said the money.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like
But right now, I just need like a break.
it's become George, you also travel. You don't work a 5-day work week. You work 10-day work weeks.
Oh, dude, you are working like a
Everywhere.
maniac right now. And by the way, I mean, you're not alone. I mean, a lot of us are really grinding it out at this stage of our careers. But the travel that
You've
you
been
do.
there since what, like 5 a.m. this morning, Cappy? On Radio Row?
I've been on Radio Row for a really long time, and as you can hear, I'm kind of getting hoarse.
Yeah.
You know,
The horse?
Nothing
the
worse than
horse.
the horse.
The horse. You know, you do 5 radio broadcasts a week, and that's 15 hours.
Yeah.
What we do?
But throw in 5 podcasts a week at 2 hours. That's another 10 hours. So that's 25 hours of airtime.
Oh,
in a
my
week.
God.
It's a lot of talking.
It does look sad back there. I finally looked at
Oh my God,
the
it's
YouTube.
horrendous. Dude, look over my shoulder. Look at
They're
the pigeons.
clearing everything out.
Look at the pigeons over my shoulder on the floor. Look at
Yeah.
these little flying rats you
Are
just
you
told me
feeding them?
about.
Oh, by the way, Debbie is really mad because I said that pigeons get rabies. Apparently, they don't. Birds
so
don't
she's
get
mad
rabies.
at you, not me?
Yeah.
Or is she blaming
no,
me for that?
she just like tagged me and was just like, she really just said that the pigeons have rabies. SMH.
What we do?
Oh,
SMH.
okay. Shake
Oh,
her head.
no, I'm sorry, I don't know the difference between the, the winged diseases and the land diseases. I don't
Well,
know.
then don't say such a thing because
You're
you
right.
really insulted a lot of pigeons.
My bee.
Scumbag.
My bee. Okay, really quick, I have another big deal or no deal here.
Why
So
we got to go really quick?
Because we got to go to break.
yeah,
Oh.
Trader Joe's revealed their
Love Trader Joe's.
top products of 2024.
I love their dark chocolate almonds.
Fire.
Their number one overall Trader Joe's product is their chili and lime flavored rolled corn tortilla chips. Have you ever had them?
Those are good.
I know those. I know them well.
I'm sad that they no longer can make the summertime
Yes, the
chips
mix.
because you did one of these last year where
Yeah,
the
with the spices.
factory burned down. or
Yeah,
whatever.
yes, that's what it was.
Oh no.
Yeah. So they discontinued them.
Yeah.
Their number one new Trader Joe's product for 2024 is the Cashel Blue Cheese Irish Potato Chips. I've not had the blue
No, I
cheese
haven't had
potato
that.
chips.
I don't know 'em. Not
and
familiar with that product.
their number one beverage is their spiced cider, which is only
Okay.
out in the fall. So I
Don't
wanted
do
to
that.
ask you guys, what is your favorite Trader Joe's
Oh,
product
I like
ever?
the jingle jangle stuff they make for the holidays is good. It's basically
Yeah.
a bunch of like chocolatey things in there.
I gave those
The
out as a
Jingle
lot
Jangle?
of gifts this year. It was a very
They're like
easy
in a
gift.
tin.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Exactly
okay.
right.
Yeah.
Very easy gift to give. That's exactly right. I'll tell you one thing I really love at Trader Joe's. They have these little like ice cream cones. So they're like
Yes, because they're only like 90 calories
right,
each one.
Right.
Yes.
They're these little things, right? And the top of them is like a hard chocolate, like a dark chocolate.
with whatever ice cream you want
Right.
inside, right?
And so I like the dark chocolate on the outside, the chocolate ice cream on the inside, and then the little cone.
Yeah.
Now the problem is that when you look at it, George, you're right. You're like, oh, these are only like 90 calories, so I'll only have one.
Yeah, and then you
I'll
have like
two.
6.
and then I'll have 3. And then I say this to myself. Then my head goes like this. Well, if I eat them all right now, then I get them out of the house. So I'm not prolonging it. I'm not eating like one tonight and one the next night and one the next night. I'll eat all of them right now. Those are great.
They are very good. My kids love them, but I see, Cappy, I limit myself to 2. 180
Two's good.
calories.
2's very good.
Did you ever have the freeze dried mangoes?
I'm not a big
they're so
dried
good.
fruit guy.
They're so I'm not either, but I had those on accident once, and I was like, these are amazing.
Not
and
my thing.
I'll
dried
go there and buy
fruit
like
is
10.
not healthy for you as much as people think.
Well,
It's a great
spikes your
snack.
blood sugar immediately.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
good snack though, instead of candy, which I'm trying to curb my
Yeah.
candy. You know.
By the way, when we come to the term Trader Joe's, I personally don't pronounce the J. For me, I pronounce the J with an H.
So you call it Trader Hose.
Correct.
DeAndre, what's your favorite Trader Hose product?
Cap already knows, man. I love their trail mix.
I love the trail mix.
mix.
Oh, yeah,
is really
I got
good,
some for
man.
Christmas, yeah.
Yeah, the trail mix is what it is.
It's bomb.
Yeah. All right, Cappy, we got to take
Yeah.
a break. We got one more segment to go. Dealer's Choice is up next.
Hey, guys, it's Cap. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company
I'm
is...
Doug Hopkins.
And I'm Damon Lyons.
And we want to buy your house.
With over 30 years in the business and more than 20,000 real estate transactions, Seller's Advantage offers a much better buying experience.
We don't charge agent fees, you pay no commissions, and you make no repairs. Seller's Advantage will show you a no obligation as-is cash offer and can close in just a few days.
Just check out our Google reviews and see for yourself.
Call Seller's Advantage today or visit sellersadvantage.com.
Don't worry, sell happy with Sellers Advantage.
Hi, my name is Victoria. I am from Sylmar, California, and I just want to say thank you to all the firefighters for everything that you've done. You are so brave, so just amazing and brave, and we appreciate everything you've done for the city.
You know, I want to thank them. You know, without them, the fire wouldn't be the way it is right now. You know, little help like you guys asked for. You know, I got a few bobbleheads, a few jerseys, a few shirts that are brand new, and some baseball cards.
Thank you so much for the first responders and for the firefighters that are helping the community and the people of California, and especially Los Angeles. And thank you so much for your work, and keep doing what you're doing. You guys are the real heroes.
My name's Alfredo Famath, and I'm from Sylmar, right next to the Hearst fire. We got evacuated, but I really want to thank the firefighters for saving my house and my friends' houses. You know, I appreciate you guys, and without you guys, I don't know where to be at, you know, probably without a home, but I really appreciate everything you guys do for us.
What's up, everybody? Cappy here, InsideCrypto.com, and I just want to take a second to thank all the first responders, the firefighters, but I'm going to take another direction here. I was talking about it on the air. Our friends at Lazy Dog and LA Live have been feeding all these firefighters. I'm going to send a shout out to all the wait staff who are feeding the firefighters, who can then feel good, be nourished, go to sleep, and then get out there and fight those fires. So to everybody that's helping, appreciate all y'all.
Hey, Henry Ramos here from El Monte. Hey, first responders, thank you for everything you guys are doing, and keep fighting on. And this is for Los Angeles. Thank you guys, and keep going. We love you, LA.
Line on select unlimited plans. Minimum $90 per month with auto pay plus taxes and fees for 36 months required. Place $830 trade-in/promo credit applied over 36 months. Trade-in terms apply. Payoff phone requires smartphone purchase and port-in with new smartphone line on select plan. Must provide most recent bill showing payoff amount of eligible phone. Additional terms apply.
Need life insurance but have diabetes, high blood pressure, or on anxiety meds? If you're a 50-year-old male, even porky, or with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of life insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. For affordable term life insurance, call Term Provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-444-9336, 800-444-9336, or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. 800-444-9336.
Final segment of the program. It's all behind us now. Super Bowl week, which we talked about literally for it felt like 20 minutes all week long.
If that.
Luka's coming. Monday, it looks like, is going to be the day. You can catch his first game right here on your home of the Lakers, 710 ESPN.
Well done. Very well done.
Cappy, tell us your dealer's choice in the next 4.5 minutes.
So the Dealer's Choice Real Deal is brought to you by Seller's Advantage. If you want to sell your house before you call an agent, call Seller's Advantage. They're going to buy it with an as-is competitive cash offer. No repairs needed. They make selling easy. Call 888-390-AS-IS for a no-obligation offer or visit sellersadvantage.com. So I guess what I'd like to say to everybody tonight is this. It's Friday. We're getting ready to hand off to the weekend. And this is a great sports weekend. Last weekend of NFL football. And really a celebration of Americana is what the Super Bowl is. It's, the football game has become inconsequential, really. George, I will just say this, though. 5 years ago was the last time I actually went to a Super Bowl. Now, Lindsay, what year did you and I go to cover some festivities when the Super Bowl was in L.A.? What was that, 2022 or 23?
No, earlier than that.
22, wasn't it?
No, it was the Rams won. They won in 21. That's what it was. It was 21 because 22 they missed the playoffs. Last year they had the kind of like fun year that they had, and then this year, right? So yeah, it was 21.
It was Super Bowl LIX, whatever that means.
Super Bowl licks.
No, that's now.
Oh.
Come on, Lindsay, get your. Roman
It was
numerals
2021.
together.
The game was in 2022. Yes,
There you
February
go.
of 2022. Go ahead.
So here's the thing. In 1997,
Yeah.
that was my first Super Bowl.
Right. Who played in that one? John
Dallas, Pittsburgh. Dallas and Pittsburgh in Tempe, Arizona. And Neil O'Donnell, the quarterback of the Steelers,
Yeah.
I want to say threw 3 interceptions
To
to a
Larry
guy-
Brown.
Larry Brown,
Yeah.
who left the Cowboys as a free agent, went to the Raiders, and never was heard from again.
Correct.
Here's my thought, though, on all this. And, George, you'll appreciate this. 5 years ago, I went to my last Super Bowl, which was in Miami.
Who was in
And-
that game?
I couldn't even tell you.
Really?
Don't even remember. I really don't. But here's why. You want to know why? Because that week, news in the NBA took over the entire Super Bowl. The
Right.
Sunday before the Super Bowl, Kobe died.
Oh yeah.
So that was the last Super Bowl I went to. But here's the thing. I didn't have a job at the time. I had the podcast, which was in the infancy stages, and I had no money. So I flew to Miami. I flew to South Florida, and I stayed in a friend of mine's condo in Fort Lauderdale. For a reference for anybody, that would be like if the Super Bowl were in L.A., but
Orange
you were
County.
staying.
Yeah.
You were staying in like South Orange County.
Yeah.
Okay. So I had no money for hotels. I had no money for a rental car. I sold a sponsorship package for $2,000. I stayed at a friend's condo, and my father gave me a car that had no brakes. So I was like Fred Flintstone trying to slam my feet into the ground to stop this freaking car.
Yeah. What kind of car?
Like an old beat-up Toyota. So now, 5 years later, I've come back to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And this time...
Finally, the Cap has come back
It's
to
true.
the Super Bowl.
5 years later, I've come back to the Super Bowl. And the reason I came down here, George, twofold. One, my daughter goes to Tulane, so I could see her while I was here.
Right.
And two, because my podcast has grown such that Prize Picks actually paid for the entire thing.
That's nice.
So here's what I'm going to say to everybody. I was in a bad place, emotionally, financially, professionally, etc. 5 years ago. 5 years later, it is all turned around. So whatever's going on in your life today, I'm telling you right now, it can be fixed. It may take a little bit of time. It may be 5 years to climb out of that hole. But that's what I've done. And that's why I came back. So there's a little bit more to it than just the game. So with that being said, I wish everybody a great weekend. I hope everybody enjoys the game. And just know, whatever your issue is today, it can be fixed.
Did you just turn a negative into a positive like Pitbull did?
Just like Pitbull, because I'm a 305 boy, Mr. Worldwide.
All right. Great job, DeAndre Lindsay. Thank you to Clinton for stopping by. Check out Clinton's new show on Monday. Cappy, great work. Happy that you're back on your feet, and, we love you, buddy. All right. We'll see you on Monday.
Hey, it's D.